America, once again, the Super Rubber Studio celebrating a milestone tonight in the history of Turner Media as WCW has been surpassed with AEW Dynamite as we celebrate with Spring Break Thru. Welcome to the watch along, folks, and welcome to the pre-show discussion. Hello again, everybody. We're back. The original All Elite duo together once again. It's been far too long. I must be Tony Schiavone. He's good old JR Jim Ross, or the opposite. You guys decide. I'm, of course, Noel Foster, the Simple Man of Simple Brand for Greater Fall Things Professional Wrestling. Damn it. It's great to be back here once again on screen with you all once again here in the plethora of watch-alongs we have going on across WrestleMania week. Not just tonight, but all the way through Sunday. We'll talk more about that, of course, throughout the duration here. And, of course, I'm once again back, like I said, with my original All Elite colleague, analyst, James Hebert. James, it's good to see you. Before I get your thoughts, I want to give a shout, of course, to those that are watching along right now in the chat. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, tell a friend. Subscribe especially to Bad for Wrestling. Subscribe especially to Rage of Wrestling. Subscribe to all of us, but definitely those two deserve the most love. It's effective to see it again. If you want to dictate the conversation, Super Chat or PayPal the passions. It's as simple as that. Well, James, it's been a long 5 years of up and downs and all the rounds, but here we stand still with AEW alive and well to a degree in a different settings, to say the least. And it should be some good fun. So how you been? How you feeling about tonight's episode of Dynamite and this milestone?
I'm feeling good, man. Good for AEW to make this milestone a possibility. It's definitely a long time coming, especially on Turner Network. We have now surpassed the how long did the Nitro run, Mark? That's basically the milestone we're celebrating today. And that's really, really good. And it looks like they're going to be around for many years to come, thanks to the cons, thanks to the benefit of streaming rights deals. And wrestling is in a very good place right now for the workers, and I am happy for every single one of them. And that includes for both WWE and AEW. And it's really, really good stuff, man. I'm looking forward to celebrating some good old pro wrestling here tonight.
Yeah, and it's been a long time since you and I have been on the call, just you and I. I mean, literally,
Yes.
you and I kind of started this whole thing with AEW through the ups and downs and all. But I definitely want to give a shout out to Walter Cruz, who's definitely picked up as a great commentary partner across all things wrestling as well. And shout out to my AEW fam, who, of course, have always been All Elite. We came together because All Elite kept us alive through the pandemic. So, again, to King, to Chiba, to Casey Flynn, to Lex, to Eric, thank you all once again. And hey, folks, we're celebrating wrestling. And to James' point, yeah, there are 288 episodes of WCW Nitro. It ran from September 4th, 1995 to March 26, 2001. Officially, AEW has surpassed that milestone. And, of course, we know the influences of AEW come from not only WCW, but ECW, with Tony Khan's passion for both those professional wrestling businesses. Of course, spanning out with New Japan and Japanese forums as well. And of course, tonight we're also going to continue the yawn and have a lot of fun. And you said the best line that could possibly sum up not just tonight, but what we're going to do through Sunday. Professional wrestling is alive and well, and truly there is something for everybody to enjoy and engage in. And if nothing else, if you're in Las Vegas or you have Triller, just support independent wrestling, especially because this week is not simply about the WWE, WrestleMania, the WID tournament. It's not even about AEW. It is about celebrating, embracing, and enjoying all the wrestling. So I think without further ado, while we got some time to kill, about 25 minutes or so, and of course, you want to follow with us, we're actually using Max. We're using the Max service here. And of course,
Yes.
You also watch along if you have a TBS on your channel guide as well. Otherwise, we're happy to be that blind conduit to you into tonight's festivities. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the card tonight. Of course, I talked about we have the Owen continuing. The Owen, of course, that defines who will challenge for both the women and the men's world championships when we go all in Texas. And once again, it will be me, James, and Walter back on the call, the three-man strong team as we did last year, and what was probably my favorite All Elite call of last year. So let's talk about the Owen, what we got ahead here. So I'm really curious, James, what you think is going to be the wild card tonight against Hangman, Adam, and Page, considering people have called out Jeff Jarrett. People have thought about Josh Alexander. Maybe people are trying to put together the city that we're in tonight. And Hangman with, I feel like, a clearer vision and clearly standing on his own after we saw the Elite debacle. Now the Bucks are in play. Oy vey. It's very interested to see him and Adam Page right now in this tournament once again. And I wonder if he's even going to get out of the opening round. I don't know if this is necessarily as easy to predict as we first thought. What's your thoughts towards this?
My thoughts towards this are it's either going to be Jarrett, but I feel like they've already run that into the ground.
Yeah.
So my second guess is probably Jack Perry, unfortunately. And if I say unfortunately, because I ain't exactly the biggest fan of him, but storyline wise, it makes the most sense considering who just came back.
True.
I can't imagine why they wouldn't have him be the wild card and have him kind of be in a feud with Hangman. Considering this isn't the first time they've done that. So yeah. That would be my best guess on that whole thing.
Yeah, Jack Perry is a fair shout out at this point based on the whole league thing. But again, we haven't heard Hunter from Jack Perry since he lost Wrestle Dynasty against Yota Tsuji for the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship. And yes, folks, I'm aware there's been some big news regarding New Japan Pro Wrestling. If you want that discussed ahead of the shenanigans, especially if it may not be on the tablet for this week, Super Chat, or of course, PayPal the Passions. It's as simple as that. But I feel like, though, considering who we know is on the other side of the bracket, of course, bringing people up to speed with Owen, we know we also have the other Owen semifinal, actually, tonight. As we've already got Kevin Knight, who lost to Will Ospreay, and Brody King. What a hoss fight, by the way, against Konosuke the catch, because Konosuke was able to overcome Big Bad Brody King this past Saturday on Collision. And, of course, we have him and that Page versus Wild Card, and the winner of that match will face, of course, Kyle Fletcher, who beat Mark Briscoe. And to think that this could be a Don Kyle's family all finals, that's still very up in the air. It's interesting to think that Kyle Fletcher, him and Page are never engaged, but who's engaged Kyle Fletcher here in AEW? That could surprise us if they beat him and Adam Page, where it feels like AEW is almost its own battle of heelish faction warfare. And Charles, good to see you. Appreciate you as always. And of course, he's switching back and forth because, as I said, it is WrestleMania week, and we are celebrating, embracing, and discussing all the wrestling. To the point, here's the schedule of what's going on, folks, across Super Labo Studios. And again, welcome back for Wrestling to the Family. Of course, on another feed, we have the WWE ID Championship Tournament going on right now. So again, good luck to my compadres in the call there, and I hope that they're having a great time. But yeah, I think Jack Perry's the first shout, but if it's Jack Perry, I just don't see him and Adam Page losing.
Yeah, I don't either. Real quick, I want, before we go into the rest of this card, I gotta take like the quickest phone call of the century. But before we go and take that call, let's actually show what's upcoming on the schedule as well, because we actually have a bit of an ad we can roll. And
I see that, yes.
So let's do that real quick. We will be back momentarily, everyone.
And now for a taste of things to come.
And again, as I pointed out earlier, not just this week, but truly 24/7, 365, all the time across count them five wonderful channels. We celebrate, embrace, discuss, and interact with all the wrestling. Charles Safet, they know what the hell's up. They've been here long enough. I'm not a rapper. I did not mean for that to rhyme, but sometimes that just seems to happen at times. Good grief.
There you go.
And I'm a poet. I don't know it. But anyway, let's freaking keep going through this card. But yeah, I think him and that page is going to advance and face Kyle Fletcher in the semifinals. Speaking of semifinals, James, you and I lost our absolute limit bleep when we called Will Ospreay's first pay-per-view match officially signed AEW last year at Revolution. They're finally running it back, bruv, and that's our semifinal.
Mm-hmm.
Will Ospreay and Konosuke are going one-on-one again tonight. Does Ospreay get it done again against the Alpha, who is still the never overweight champion? Or do we get an upset here where everyone's bracket might be busted? And can the Olive bruv be beaten by Konosuke Takeshita tonight and proceed forward in the Owen? What you got to say about this?
We know how great this match was at the first Dynasty. Fantastic between the two. We know he had a hell of a match with Kenny Omega, a hell of a series of matches with Kenny. So we know how good Konosuke is. To me, I feel this is going to be a win for Ospreay. I don't feel like there's going to be an upset in this one as I will with the Hangman one, because I feel like Jack Perry, if he's the wild card, is going to upset him. That's where I think the upset will take place. This is definitely going to be pretty straightforward. I think both guys are fantastic wrestlers. You know you're going to get a hell of a matchup with these two, and this honestly probably is going to be match of the night considering what we got at Dynasty a year or so ago. So,
yeah, to your point, AEW Revolution, actually, brother. Botch.
I'm sorry, you're right. It was Revolution. I forgot he fought
Bryan Danielson at Dynasty. That was arguably our match of the year.
Yes, it was. It was fantastic.
Good Lord Almighty. Well, anytime Will Ospreay's on the screen, it's fantastic. That's just what it means to be super excited by professional wrestling. And again, when he truly says he's on our level, he takes it to another level. You can say the same thing about Konosuke Takeshita, though, as of course we just called Windy City Riot. You go check that out on the archives, as he finally was able to put away 11 years of pent-up animosity and frustration against Hiroshi Tanahashi, not only for him, but for DDT Pro, being the ace in this final match here in America. Phenomenal.
Oh, wow. He retired the ace.
Well, technically, as far as his last match in America, yes. But he did leave, and he literally said this in his backstage commentary backstage comment, excuse me. I almost took all the light from you, but I didn't quite yet. So here's my final wish to you. Show what you have left before you truly put up the boots. He basically said thank you. That, yes, he was his last match in America. He beat him his last match in America.
That's awesome.
But the ace still goes forward through January 4th next year on his final row. But kinship galore and kinship restored. Konosuke is part of the damn conversation. But to your point, I do wonder if he will be part of the conversation when it comes to the Owen finals. Kyle Fletcher, Konosuke Takeshita, Don Callis' wet dream. Konosuke Takeshita, Heb Man and Page. That's also something else we haven't seen in a long time. It has happened before, of course, as we know, back in the genesis of Konosuke Takeshita. And then, of course, Will Ospreay and Heb Man and Page. I don't think in any way that's happened yet in AEW, now that I think about that. And of course, Kyle Fletcher and Will Ospreay, feels like Will Ospreay and Kazuchika Okada multiple times for the G1 climax in New Japan if that happens. So there really is a faith that those could be your outlooks. But I felt like as soon as he looked at that sign, you almost had to pencil Will Ospreay in as your winner, because I don't know what else Will Ospreay would be doing. Plus, who's the front man on the marquee for the Forbidden Door poster? Will Ospreay.
Yep,
I think this
exactly.
is going to become the summer of the bruv. So I think I got to go with Will Ospreay here. Plus, Konosuke, he's still an heavyweight champion. He has obligations to DDT Pro and New Japan Pro Wrestling still. And we got to wonder what's next for that, as he right now is working across 3 different companies. So I think I'm going to go with Will Ospreay, but this is going to be yet another instant classic with these two. And as long as Don Callis is involved and a screwed up to come and play, we're in for a tremendous match.
Yeah, I agree. With that.
Well, that being said, I know you could also agree that you'd like to see people hurt, and they hurt people. They hurt people.
Yeah!
About to say.
Yeah!
I
I didn't even know this was a thing tonight. I'm happy. I don't care. Gates of Agony and the Hurt Syndicate. Absolutely. Take my money. Why is this on free TV? Oh, yeah, because they didn't build it. But yay, we get the match. I don't care.
Well, to your point, Gates of Agony who apparently have reached the collision casing. They, of course, showed what they were capable of on Saturday night, and they called their Hurt Syndicate out. They said they like to hurt people. We like to maim people. So we're going to get savage and brutal tonight as the Hurt Syndicate will defend the AEW Tag Team Championships tonight. Bobby Lashley on the bench against Bishop Gon and Toyo Leona. Legitimately, you're right. Business was truly signed on the dotted line virtually behind our feeds past Saturday night. So, yeah, this is another one of those matches where we're once again going to see MVP and his crew do what they do best. But I do wonder if MJF will play a factor like he did at Dynasty, and will Bobby Lashley approve of it finally? What does MJF need to do to prove himself to the Hurt Syndicate? That's the bigger story here, besides the fact you're going to enjoy them hurting people.
Yeah,
but go ahead and further elaborate the MJF bit and what you expect out of this.
There's the MJF bit. There's still a little bit of the Swerve connection, and I only say that because of the Gates of Agony used to be a part of, which was Mogul Embassy. And so there we go. Sorry, it took me a bit. And we know there's that connection. So, and there's the connection between Swerve and Hangman. There's a lot of moving parts with the top guys all of a sudden. So just be wary of that. I think more so, I think MJF is going to be a factor in here. I think he's going to either he's accidentally going to cost them or maybe not. But MJF is going to take a position some way or another. I think Hurt Syndicate get the win here. I don't think the Gates of Agony are going to lose. It is predictable, but I don't care because we get the match, so who cares? That's all I get.
Sometimes about professional wrestling. Simple as that. Good deal. And MVP gave some business wisdom to MJF, talking about if you want people to notice you, then give them what they're wanting from you. And MJF left dumbfounded as Bobby Lashley's on the bed. We're already given him a vote of no confidence so far. So, yeah, we'll see what everyone's favorite scumbag does tonight to gain favoritism, if possible, against Bobby Lashley on the bench without getting hurt himself. But yeah, I'm not betting against the Hurt Syndicate. Wins over the Outrunners, wins over the Learning Tree, or I guess I shouldn't say that anymore. Brian keeping Big Bill since Chris Jericho left. Jeez. How much that TV cost, by the way? What a way to friggin' break electronic. They're views. They're wrong. But yeah, and of course MVP's got Brody on commentary. But yeah, this should be a fun tag title match to say the least. And speaking of brutal multi-person warfare, it doesn't get more brutal than the Death Riders. And look who's stepping into the fire this time on behalf of since Pac is injured. Jon Moxley will help with Yuta and Claudio Castagnoli defend the AEW Trios Championships tonight against the Ops, Samoa Joe, Katsuyori Shibata, and Hook. And we still don't know if Hook is at 100% after taking a neutralizer on the bottom of a chair thanks to the Death Riders last week. And of course, this really stems off since the Ops have targeted the Death Riders World Trios Championships back at Dynasty, and Samoa Joe basically, when Samoa Joe called him, going to kill you.
So let me ask, is the Trios titles on them, or did they have those in briefcases too, or did they just
the Trios titles are actually exposed, James. They've always been.
So they're actually showing the Trios titles, but not the world title.
Correct. They've done that since literally holding the world title hostage. You all right, bro?
Like stun locked. So we're just gonna show. We're not gonna show the world title. Hey, the Trios title. Yes, show those. It's fine. Okay, fucking Death Riders. Whatever. At least we get a good match out of it. I don't care.
It's one of those things also, though, James, you got to consider this. How many times have we seen a special from AEW when it comes to a Dynamite where we've seen a title change here? And with Pac not part of the picture, we don't have the original three. And you also got to consider, until the Owens finish, Jon Moxley doesn't have an opponent. You saw who's on the other side. Maybe this leads towards something with Jon Moxley and Samoa Joe, but do you think that the Ops could actually take the Trios gold?
Yes, I think, honestly, if anybody should pin Jon Moxley right now, it's Samoa Joe. Yeah. I don't think he's going to win against Moxley ultimately in the end, but they need at least one of these sets of titles off of the Death Riders, and I think it should be the trios, and you should really rehabilitate that division. I can't think of a better trio right now than the Ops. So just get the Ops the belt. This would be the if you're going to go with a title change on a big show like this would be it.
Yeah, I could definitely understand what you mean. Again, the fact that Pac's injured, thanks to what happened last week. Again, this is the wrestling business, folks. It's a balancing act between, life and death sometimes. And hopefully Pac's okay. It's one of
This
those
is
things
why this is why you wear clothes. This is why you wear street attire, Pac. This shit don't happen.
Yeah, well, that's debatable as far as the clothing thing goes. But again, Swerve Strickland, who's still helping on getting the World Championship right now, he's going butt hunting, so I don't think we gotta worry about him part of the fray. But the Young Bucks trying to endorse themselves to the Death Riders, don't think that worked well either. So I think we're literally gonna be focusing on the 6-man and Marina Shafir, who, let's face it, she's the most legitimate Death Rider there is. She's not afraid of any man or woman. And she's willing to sacrifice herself for John Moxley's mission statement. She's probably been the most effective element of this entire story, in my opinion. So kudos to her. So that being said, also with possession, of course, of the briefcase once again, it's one of those things where I do think without Pac, this finally might be the time somebody upsets the Death Riders since the Undisputed Kingdom, since freaking Rated FTR couldn't do it, Top Flight and AR Fox couldn't do it, insert trios here, because these guys have been trios champions, by the way, lest you forget, since last year's All In. They've been an incredible dominant run, but I think their time's come. I really think the Ops could do this. Yeah, I'll go with the Ops too.
Yeah, let's hope, please.
I mean, at this point, I mean, again, how many more?
One set of titles has to change, and you need to rehabilitate the trios division. They already kind of did it with a tag. They're starting to do it with a tag. Now focus on the trios, please.
Now, only time will tell. And if I have to guess, because what's been the story of Dynamites lately? The women have been main eventing, which has been nice. But this one might cause the internet to explode on one half, and the other one might be saying, let's fucking go. Because, James, this is what we're calling the main event tonight. It's finally happening, but it's in the semifinals. Only one's going forward to the finals, where, of course, you have to see who wins against Chris Statlander and Jamie Hayter. I'm a hater. Later on. But tonight, it's Mercedes Moné versus Athena, the forever Ring of Honor Women's World Champion versus the Belt Collector. And it's a first-time ever matchup. Not much more to tell the tape besides the absolute dominance and drive of both of these incredible athletes when it comes to bell to bell and the violent nature Athena holds, but also the drive that Mercedes Moné has demonstrated, as we've seen. So, James, straight up, what do you expect happens tonight in our main event in the women's zone? Who's going to the finals on the right side of the bracket?
Athena wins. Athena's going to win clean, or Mercedes loses via DQ. She'll attack her just so that way she doesn't get the win. One of those two things is happening. I think Athena wins. I think she's going to get that title, the Owen Hart belt. Then she's going to win the world title from Tony via Jamie Hayter interference. I think they're really going here. I hope they go here. And then I think at some point she's going to win an indie title to add to her collection. That will give Athena 3 belts to Mercedes 4. I think your main event or semi-main event and All In Texas, Athena, Mercedes, winner take all. That has to be what they're setting up here, because why would they just insert her into the Owen 4 shot at the world title when she's already got the Ring of Honor Women's World title? She's the longest reigning of that championship's history.
Championship in Ring of Honor, actually.
Why would you?
Champion.
I know people are like, well, I don't care about Athena, but why would you put her in here if that's not your end goal? That has to be the end goal here. So I'm sticking with Athena short term anyway. Either way here. And fuck you, DJ. I saw that shit. Fuck you. I saw that. Fucking unbelievable. But no, yeah, I think Athena has to win here. It's screaming an Athena win.
It's one of those things also that we got to consider that Athena has not been pinned since the tag match a long way back. And I can't remember when that was. And she's also had, I think, 60 defenses for a Ring of Honor Women's World Championship. Why Mercedes Moné has not been pinned or submitted yet in AEW since last year, March at Big Business, and also competed and wrestled and have not been pinned or submitted in New Japan or in Stardom since that point. Not to mention, she also just went to Rev Pro and defended one of her titles against Kanji. She has literally been everywhere and has yet to be beaten. So someone's got to get a massive vote tonight. But I also think about this. Will Billy Starks be in Athena's corner? Will Diamante be in Athena's corner, who's been becoming a minion lately if you've been following me about like I have? Mercedes Moné might be finally looking to add towards her office. Of course, endorsing the likes of Robin Renegade. We talked long time back about the Renegades joining Moné, possibly for a 3-woman power trip. That's also something out there. Harley Cameron, does she still favor Mercedes Moné? Could she be looking to make Athena feel her wrath since Athena beat Harley Cameron to get here? There's other pieces here that could definitely influence this, but I also think about this. Athena, she's from Texas, so it also makes sense that she should be part of All In because I think she damn right deserves it.
She's the only hometown girl in this entire roster. That's what I'm saying. She's the only hometown person. Not to mention, by the way, during Athena's whole run, she actually has defeated two world champions in her title reign with the Ring of Honor Women's World Title. One of them was TNA Knockouts champion at the time, or later on, she defeated on one leg, mind you, Masha Slamovich. So I don't know, man. Like that's a huge one. Like I haven't seen it. Like Mercedes. Here's the difference between that. Like if you're gonna tell the full story, Athena defended her title on one leg. Mercedes didn't win a title because she broke her leg.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fucking story if you actually play up to it.
So. Yeah, exactly. Safet with the point here about they are in Boston. But also, I'm going with Athena as well because I think she deserves it. We need some mega upset tonight. And yes, Thunder Rosa is from Texas, but Chris Statlander beat her. She's eliminated. So again, the winner of this match is either Chris Statlander or Jamie Hayter waiting for them on the other side in the finals, and I cannot wait for that match because let's freaking go to my favorite powerhouses in AEW. But I'm holding out for Athena because I think she deserves it. But either way, for this being the first of one encounter, I know for damn sure it's not going to be their last. And Matthew here in the chat, what are the odds of Tony coming out to take the victory up over? Damn.
No, listen. Tony ain't the Bucks. He's not that petty. Move on.
Good
like he's petty. He ain't that petty. He's not.
About to say. I think that sums it up to a T.
He's derpy. He ain't a moron.
Derpy. Derp. All right. Well, James, if you go back into the feed, you should be able to hit watch live. We should be able to get ready for it here. Folks, we are less than a minute away, so come along for the ride. The event's starting soon. I'm not going to read the other languages because I can't. Let's get ready to let the fuse bring the boom and celebrate tonight. AEW Dynamite.
Yes, sir.
I can't imagine Athena getting heavily booed, all right? She's way too favored for the incredible in-ring worker that she is, in my opinion. I just don't see that happening.
I mean, I could see it just because they're in Boston, but then again, I don't even think Boston cares for Mercedes. So.
Well, again, it's one of those things where, like I talked about with Logan Paul, you look beyond, the actual person, you look at the in-ring work. Yeah, it depends. It depends on the fans, too. But the WWE fan base versus AEW fan base, that's a whole different conundrum to try and compare that not even Morgan Freeman can make sense of. Yeah, so that being said, folks, that's your card for the night. What are your predictions, your winners? Do you think somebody else signs on the dotted line for AEW as the wild card tonight? Let's see what happens. Black screen on my end, TV14 DLV, because, of course, they are violent and edgy. Capacity crown on hand, this unique feeder. Aubrey Edwards in the ring, and officially we are off and running. It's showtime. That means it's Wednesday. Welcome back once again, everybody, and you know what that means. AEW is on our screens with Spring Break Thru, celebrating a milestone, surviving longer than WCW. And this is the Semifinal Studios, virtually from Boston, Massachusetts, the MGM Music Hall at Fenway. Welcome to our coverage of AEW Dynamite. Let's go down to Justin Roberts for our first match introduction. Of course, they're running down the card, James, we just talked about. AEW Trios Champions on the line. The Death Friars defending against the Odds. John Moxley summoned in place for Pac, and Samoa Joe is hell bent on getting back But it looks like Hook may not be in action tonight, so I wonder if the Ops have another person. We know that the Hurt Syndicate will defend the AEW Tag Team Championships tonight against the Gates of Agony, continuing to show why they hurt people. Heyman and Page will also be involved in Owen action, facing the wild card. So get your names out there before it starts, folks. We have no idea who that could be or how far they may come from. And of course, Will Ospreay goes one-on-one with Konosuke Takeshita in a rematch from last year's AEW Revolution, also in the men's Owen Hart Foundation tournament. That's our semifinal match for the men's tournament, of course, tonight. And the winner, of course, will clear that side of the bracket, left side. Let's see now. Oh, shit, that's not a main event. That's our opener here. We're getting right into things. Bring it, Aubrey. James ready to go. Time to see who beats the CEO.
I guess so. I'm shocked they didn't make it the main event tonight, considering we're in Boston.
Well, maybe that tells us something about how much Mercedes Moné truly dictates the show.
Well, there you go.
And again, folks, thank you for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, comment, tell a friend. And again, if you want to dictate the conversation, support PayPal the Passions or Super Chat, as simple as that. James, of course, we know the CEO Mercedes Moné is 19-0 in AEW. She is the currently strong women's champion, TBS champion, and Repro undisputed British heavyweight champion, and has defended all 3 of those titles so far this year successfully.
Yep. Yeah, she has. And it's hard. You got a belt collector. You got the longest reigning women's champion in the modern era going one-on-one here. That's what we got. We got 2 huge wrestlers here in women's wrestling here. We're talking we're talking about a big fight feel here to open things up.
And of course, it's a homecoming for Mercedes Moné. It looks like a very nice, favorsome crowd tonight, but the pressure is on for the CEO to deliver against the fallen gods, the Minion Overlord. To your point, 859 days across literally 30 defenses, 60 total with proving grounds. Your forever Ring of Honor Women's World Champion, an AEW record of 34-3, Athena.
Yep. Huge moment here.
Yeah, this is definitely, in my opinion, probably the biggest women's match so far I've seen in the tournament. Of course, we know on the other side, Jamie Hayter has advanced against Billy Starks. And of course, both these women got here tonight. An incredible effort by Julia Hart, who was able to beat the CEO at Dynasty. And Athena beat Harley Cameron this past Saturday on Collision.
Yeah, and you can tell she actually has 2 belts of her own self. One is that Spinner Championship that she adopted.
A custom gift, of course, from Lexi Nair, of course, who celebrated that incredible milestone of 800 days. And shout out to the Cleveland Con Andrew and his incredible work as a NoDQ moderator. Go get your prime cuts and check them out on the NoDQ Review Weekly, folks. Colin, love you, brother. Let's talk again soon. And we'll find out here soon enough. Big fight field in our opening contest. Of course, the winner of this match will go to the finals of the right side of the bracket. And of course, we know the finals will take place at Double or Nothing next month. Bell rings, we are underway, James.
Yes, we are.
And of course, folks, you can be part of the conversation using hashtag AEW Dynamite on the X if you choose to use that.
Owen Hart Foundation logo appearing as well. You can go to owenhartfoundation.org to learn more about that.
And James, let me say this, man. It's been a long time I've caught AEW Dynamite with you one-on-one. It's good to have you back in the analyst seat, brother. I hope you have fun tonight.
I hope so too, man.
Yeah, it's a big night once again. Of course, we celebrate the fact that Dynamite has surpassed the longest running wrestling program in, of course, tournament media history.
Oh, wow. It's actually it's very much a split audience here. They're both getting chance here.
Well, you got to respect, again, the in-ring work resume. Both these women kind of tie up here, no matter what you might think of one outside the ring, because both have earned their spot to get to this point. And this is the first time ever one-on-one matchup. You can draw a lot of similarities with these two when you think about their drive as well.
Yeah, both women going for hair mirrors there. Oh, wow. Almost a cat fight as they roll through into this collar and elbow.
Yeah, no kidding. They're still locked up, and they're on the entrance way. Again, folks, this is a regular match. Countouts are in effect. The only way to win is be a pinfall submission countout or, of course, disqualification.
Wow, right away. They're not wasting any time.
Ooh. Well, remember when Athena first came in front of Mercedes Moné, she clapped her with a forearm and dropped her. And looking for the waist lock, possibly the German suplex. Of course, the idol Mercedes Moné's Eddie Guerrero. Athena drives Moné into the ring. Moné maintains waist control. Referee for this contest, by the way, Aubrey Edwards.
Not bad at all. Thought we were going to get a move on there. Nice counter there by Athena. There's history with Athena here in Boston, as well as I actually saw this woman at PAX East. That was during her first injury while she was a part of the WWE. And I told her that day, make yourself known. Make them regret not using you and make them regret not caring about you. You have all the talent in the world. Since then, she's gone on to be the longest reigning women's champion in the modern era.
Cover. Lateral press by Moné. Slips out again. Both women drive position. Mighty strong cradle by Athena. Got her down for a 1 count. Both these women right now. Bit of a catch cam. Looking for the Moné maker. Transition to the backslide. Shoulders down for a 1 count again. Aubrey in perfect position.
Very much catch can style. Nice hook kick right to the liver there.
Inside cradle. Those women rolling through. Covers now. Rolling around the ring. I don't blame Aubrey for not even trying to count this now.
There's no way. Yeah, both women are trying to get. Ooh, that was close. Both women just showing a little bit of World of Sport action there with that roll-up counter.
We saw how far Julia Hart took Mercedes Moné at Dynasty. Moné was literally unable to trap Julia Hart until she finally wore her bat down enough and got her in a crucifix. She might have to resort to those means again tonight against Athena, who might be able to counter off her power towards the Moné maker and the bank statement.
Very good point.
And, of course, still to come tonight, him and Page for the men's Owen Hart quarterfinals faces the mystery opponent tonight, and will Osperay face Konosuke Takeshita in the semifinals. Up and around, roll up, covered by Moné, gets a 1 count on Athena again.
Brilliant maneuvering there, by the way, from the Hurricane Rana into the schoolgirl. Oh!
Damn!
Brutal knee strike right to the side of the jaw.
That's that flip!
Boom! Right into the bottom turnbuckles. I think her head ricocheted off both the middle and bottom turnbuckle. That is not good for Athena.
Loves to utilize those knees. Running Miura in the corner. Now drives her away. Here's the cover. Gets a 1 count only.
Yep. Athena is actually, or rather Mercedes is actually shocked that it was a 1 count. And there was a lot of damage done there. I'm actually shocked that Athena's even conscious after that whiplash effect she got onto the turnbuckles.
To your point, we've seen Athena endure the most brutal of punishments and violence. Looking for the Moné maker, but up and over. Athena escapes. Now Athena traps Moné down, gets a 2 count. Great counter.
Yeah, using her upper center of gravity to counter the Moné maker. Nice spinning Solbot Inseguri combination.
And again, when Athena has that drive momentum, we show how violent she can be. Rolling in with that elbow.
Yeah, she did.
Inside cradle, away from the ropes again. Gets 2 counts. And we talked about, again, the resume, the drive, the pedigree of both these women here in the Owen tonight. Athena, of course, wins over the likes of Hikaru Shida, Willow Nightingale, and, of course, her own pupil, Billy Starks, not to mention Masha Slame's 2-year point in Prestige Wrestling. Mercedes Moné wins over Kanji in Rev Pro. Hazuki, of course, of Stardom. And as we talked about most recently, Julia Hart and Chris Statlander here in AEW.
Yeah, both women have impressive championship resumes, to be quite frank here.
La Mystica takes Athena down immediately into the crossface.
Oh, wow. Immediately. You ain't kidding.
Is Mercedes Moné going to punch her to get to the finals of the 2025 Owen Hart Foundation Tournament? Athena crawling with all her might. And now look at Moné readjust her body between Athena and the ropes. Athena rolling her through, though, and both women tied up.
Whoa. Oh, brilliant, though.
Whoa.
Look at that. Look at that. She just rolled her through to the outside. She's trying to get a count-out victory by making her pass out on the outside here.
But you only can hold that for about 5 seconds, I would think. Referees on discretion, but to your point, they are outside. Athena, again, there is no escape, it seems. Wrenching back as hard as she can on Athena's neck.
Yeah, fair point, too, as she lets go of the hold.
And look at the fire in Mercedes Moné's eyes tonight. Good grief. But Athena drives Moné back inside the ring, and Athena now... Oh, man!
Oh, God, what a Meteora. And that just made her ricochet. And look at the way she is in a tree of woe between the bottom rope and the apron. And Mercedes with a devious look in her eye.
Yeah, and Moné knows exactly where Athena is.
This is not going to be good.
A lot of confidence
Oh,
by the
Christ!
CEO. Throw, man! And Athena gets
Ooh.
out of the way, and that is a good way to blow out a knee or an ankle. Athena hooking up Moné in the stunner!
Yeah, stunner version of a Stratisfaction off the apron. And Mercedes Moné just had a broken jaw and probably a broken knee socket.
Athena, Mercedes
now in
Moné
control.
leaving it all out here to punch their ticket to the finals. Who will head to Double or Nothing? Stay tuned as we got a full commercial here on Max. Fuck television.
Yeah, no shit, huh?
Well, I'm about to say, like I said, that's the one caveat here. But, I mean, if we're scoring this on points, I mean, it's pretty much dead even as far as I'm concerned. The biggest offense we saw was Mercedes Moné trapping Athena into that crossface, working her neck, obviously softening it up, possibly for the Moné statement or the Moné maker. But we saw Athena counter the Moné maker earlier.
Yeah, no shit.
And let's see what people are thinking so far. Here's the Fed saying 50-50 crowd chance. A very aggressive battle. Of course, AEW bringing out the strongest they can when it comes to who you see wrestle. And talking about it, Ken Mercedes Moné resume. Like I said, Athena, she has defended that title now 30 times in Ring of Honor. It's baffling.
It's unbelievable so far. Good match so far, by the way. I'm not surprised in the slightest.
No, I'm not either. Mercedes Moné, by the way, has been the AEW TBS champion now for 326 days, 17 successful defenses.
True that.
And of course, we know that she won this against Little Nightingale last year. And again, like I said, she's beating people from Red Pro, she's beating people from Stardom, she's beating people from AEW. Shall I continue? And of course, she just beat Billy Starks, who I think graduated her way up to the big leagues finally here at Dynamite and Collision, taking Mercedes Moné to the limit in her last TBS title defense.
True that. Yeah, there's a lot here, man. There's a lot of lineage and history between both women.
Well, I mean, again, you talked about Athena, of course, how you met her. And I think Athena, she got shafted a little bit by the WWE. Why she was a previous NXT Women's Champion. When it came to the main roster, they didn't utilize her, I think, to her full capability. I think she felt undermined, and she took that on everybody in her Ring of Honor run, where, again, she's been unstoppable since beating Mercedes Martinez for that title.
Yeah, that's true. Absolutely. And, of
And
course,
again,
since we're on full commercial, yeah, throw it up.
Well, you know what? That's justified here, I think, at this point.
Oh, there you go.
But yeah, Max is a different experience. I think it's better resolution. I think it runs better. And also, it's just one of those things where I do think sometimes you forget how much picture-in-picture. You really don't need that if you're not seeing or feeling the absolute, thrill of the action. I think, again, the environment, the audience feeds into why we love watching professional wrestling so much. But it is what it is. I kind of wish Max did maybe a little bit, but their commercial breaks also seem shorter. And they actually have some commercials that are somewhat relevant or somewhat controversial, like this one.
Oh, God.
Dude, of course.
Dude, they're having on an ad, they have Logan Paul doing a frog splash at Mania last year on an AEW programming. What the fuck is this?
I mean, to be fair, we've seen AEW commercials during WWE programming. Again,
this
is wrestling defined by 3 letters? No. It's defined by the networks that choose to run the advertisements. And, of course, Logan Paul will be facing AJ Styles at WrestleMania Sunday. Stay tuned, folks, as we will cover that here some of our studios. But welcome back to AEW Dynamite here in the Women Owen Hart Foundation Tournament semifinals. Athena Mercedes Moné for the first time. Here's what happened during the commercial break.
Jesus Christ.
Drop the knees, shoot the halfway. Athena drove Moné to the outside. Back first against the announce table. And these two have not let up.
Yeah, these two women have gone. Apparently, they didn't waste any time during the commercial break. They've been going at it back and freaking forth. Two huge maneuvers, and both women are now definitely. They are both spaghetti-legged here.
And they are just dishing it out here, these open palm strikes. Combination offense by Athena. With the
great high knee.
They counter. Big elbow drops the Ring of Honor Women's World Champion.
Yeah, almost like a reverse discus elbow. Tried to go for a PK. Nice kick up there. Super kick by Athena. And now we're going to go into looks like a tombstone pile driver attempt by Athena here.
She's got her hook, but Moné's fighting back, though, kicking the legs. That's how you reverse the momentum. Moné now in the dominant position. Can she hoist Athena? Damage done, though, earlier. Got the falling goddess up in position.
Both women.
Ooh,
Into a cartwheel. Into a cartwheel. Both women are trying to jockey for position and keep their center of gravity down. Both women wrestling a smart match here. Something's got to give eventually here. Another tombstone counter.
Hell, man!
Oh! Into a gutbuster by Athena.
But she's unable to capitalize. Think about how much energy she exerted, and both women down again.
That was insane.
And this is our opening contest tonight, folks, on AEW Dynamite Spring Break Thru, where one of these two looks to break through to the finals of the Owen and punch their ticket closer all in. To your point, incredible counter offense with the lung blower.
And there was a lot.
Now Rose in the cover. Cover gets the 2 count with the back press.
There was a lot of struggle between those two because you could tell they were trying to use their lower center of gravity, but they were trying to use their strength to overpower that gravity. That's all that was happening there. That was brilliant strategy by both women. It paid off for Mercedes, but not enough for a 3 count.
When you talk about the physical wear and tear, how about the mental fatigue that both these women got to be feeling here? The pressure's got to be at an all-time high in this first ever one-on-one encounter, considering what's on the line.
And now going for a tornado DDT. Got all of it. Springboard tornado DDT by Mercedes Moné.
And up and around, looking for the... Oh, no! Ring around DDT. Shoots the half. Is this enough here? Cover hit the far leg to advance kick out.
Wow. 2 spiking DDTs. Mercedes Moné's beside herself.
Woo. We said it on the pre-show. This match could go either way, and both these incredible champions are demonstrating. She spiked Athena with that second DDT.
Yeah, she did.
Denied so far here tonight, her homecoming at Boston, as the Fallen Guys refuses to fall so far to Mercedes Moné. There's no title on the line, but the biggest opportunity of their careers are on the line.
Multiple world championship caliber defeats for both of these women.
Oh, jeez.
And something's got to give here. Somebody's got to take the L here as we get some Three Amigos action by Mercedes.
Channeling her own Latino heat to talk about Eddie Guerrero, a mainstay name in WCW, and of course, Mercedes Moné's biggest influence in wrestling.
Well, in this case, it would be Latina heat, but I get the reference.
A little bit of a shimmy action here. Of course, Mercedes Moné also beat Indy Hartwell recently at House of Glory, but popped up power bomb by Athena. Another deadlift by the Fallen Goddess again.
Oh,
look
wow.
At this. Damn.
Triple
trifecta power bombs. Rose her through.
Taking a page out of Wardlow's playbook with the Powerbomb Symphony, and now looks like great counter into a backbreaker, but that might have jacked up Mercedes' knee.
As soon as you got to put your own body on the line, if you're willing to go as far as you want to advance the Owen tonight, Mercedes Moné is showing that, and Athena right now, again, unable to capitalize, but to your point, favoring that right leg.
That was a brutal backbreaker. That was a great counter. But how bad did she just jack herself up there?
And both these women right now in a forearm exchange do get it out in the middle of the ring. Of course, this match right now, I believe, has a 30-minute time limit, but we have to have a winner, I would imagine.
Oh, my God. Look at the point of the elbows just raining down right over the jaw of Mercedes. Mercedes having to go into the fetal position to cover up.
Athena, though, has got a hoist up on the shoulders, rolling DVD. Step by driver, now hooking her leg, roll up, and gets a 2 count again.
And the way she went into that cover, that's a Johnny Saint special right there. The way she rolled into that cover, but was not enough to get that cover, was not enough to get the 3 count. Mercedes Moné now resting into the corner.
Of course, Mercedes Moné right now, trained out of the New York area, of course. Holding her own against Athena here. Athena saying this is her show now since she arrived on Collision. The Irish whip reversal. Moné sent in the corner. Torso first. Uppercut to the back of Moné by Athena. And Athena following up here. Moné able to roll out of the way though. Now Moné looking for some offense and drives her knees.
Wow. Jesus, that was stiff. She just destroyed her chest and breathing capabilities there. That's how you stop somebody from being able to breathe properly. And you'll notice too, again into the fetal position. Very smart by Athena and going to the apron as to not get capitalized on from that.
It's still very dangerous territory, as we know the apron where wood meets steel and the body always loses, and I sense disaster.
Oh, God.
Athena holding for dear life on that second rope. Mercedes Moné looking for a German suplex from the apron to the floor.
Yeah, man, I'm getting Kota Ibushi, Cody Rhodes vibes all over again, man, and that was brutal, too.
Athena, though, able to hold on to her grip. Mercedes Moné looking to break the grip on the falling guys. Again, pulling with all her might, but Athena refusing to release her hold of that second rope. Driving Moné first in the top rope. The cartwheel set up for the powerbomb again. Athena still holding on, though. Look at this!
Wow, look at that. The flexibility of Athena.
Oh, wait.
Trying to break the grip. She was trying to break the grip of Athena off the bottom rope, but that was not a smart strategy. Great counter by Athena. Now stomping a mud hole onto the apron on Mercedes Moné. That was a backfire.
About it again. How much physical damage, wear and tear, and fatigue has been into this match with both women trying to hoist each other. And right now, Athena looking to hook Moné, pausing for a German suplex to the apron, back elbow striking again. Both these women literally on the edge of a lightning bolt from disaster. Moné hooking Athena possibly for the Moné Maker.
Trying to go for a Moné Maker, but great center of gravity and holding to the bottom rope to control that. And a big boot, Yakuza kick, right to the side of Mercedes Moné's face.
Yeah, how fitting for a gamer.
Oh!
Rolling scoop slam on the apron. And pulls it back inside. Hook the far leg to advance. Kick out at 2.5 by Moné.
I don't think I've ever seen anything like that before. A rolling scoop slam on the apron. Look at this again. Pulls the tights. Bang! Right to the lower spine of Mercedes Moné.
On the tailbone, practically.
And now going to try to go for a crossface.
Oh, my crossface.
God. Yeah, she's got that thing cinched in deep. And look at the way she crossed her legs right away. And she's got that other leg jamming the hand.
Yeah, she got the S-grip across the bridge of the nose, compromising Mercedes Moné's breathing as well. And to your point, body in between her and the ropes. Moné looking to roll through. Athena once again trying to keep her position. It looks like Mercedes Moné has regained control of the crossface position.
Well, if anybody knows how to reverse a crossface, it's definitely the queen of it.
Roll up, shoulders down. A 2 count again. Mercedes Moné forced to break.
That was the only way she was getting out of it. Was Athena.
A double underhook, possibly another power bomb, or possibly a tombstone. Again, hooking her up, maybe a razor's edge. Shout out to Scott Hall. Athena driven torso first, top turnbuckle. Moné following up here. You can tell that both these women are exhausted, by the way. Mouths gaping open.
Yeah, no shit.
Strike.
Well, I mean, considering the moves, the high impact moves to the, a lot of it to the chest area, that definitely impacts your breathing here. Oh, full throttle right into the knees.
But Moné rolled and fell to the outside of the ring.
Brilliant strategy. This is why both women are world championship caliber wrestlers. They know the ring awareness at all times.
Yeah, look at the face of Athena, though. She can tell exactly what happened there, and she's furious about it. And I don't think Athena, though, is unfazed by it, looking to follow up against the CEO, sidestepping. Oh, man!
Jesus, she just tossed her hard way right into the barricade.
I think she went head first, actually. I don't even think she went shoulder first.
Yeah, that was a rough landing. And then she bounced her head right off the side of the mat, too. That was not a kind landing for Athena.
Once again, the match shifting again in favor of Mercedes Moné. Now looking to hook Athena up for, what the hell, change the position. And Athena now on the barricade here. And Athena hoisting up Moné, or trying to on the barricade. Again, you want to talk about the apron being dangerous territory? That barricade has less width for her footing.
That was brilliant, though, by Athena. You notice she actually hooked onto the barricade. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
Okay, someone's about to have a dangerous fall, and it looks like Athena looking to hook up Mercedes Moné, taking her down. Moné lands on her feet, though. Athena jumps off. Moné gets out of the way, rolls through, and Athena drop kick shotgun against the barricade.
And it actually took out the LED and made it go black. Holy shit.
Shows you how powerful Athena's legs are now at the top row position. Looking for the no, Moné countered.
Oh!
Got her trapped too! Got her! Mercedes advances!
What?
Counter the O face into a deep, and I mean a deep clutch roll-up Mercedes Moné advances to the finals of the Owen.
What?
And that means she will await the winner of Jamie Hayter and Chris Statlander next week on Dynamite in New Orleans, Louisiana at Double or Nothing, Sunday, May 25th. The CEO is one win away from going all in.
Wow. Okay. I didn't see that coming.
Not that finish. Again, Athena, you see the face of Athena. She's in absolute shock. Wait a minute. What? Hold on. Well, spotlight, please. While you may want to give these women a standing ovation, there is our timeless AEW Women's World Champion, Toni Storm.
Yep.
And it looks like she applauds the effort that these two showed tonight. And of course, we know, James, the winner of the Owen will face Toni Storm for the AEW Women's World Championship at All In.
Fabulous, she says. So she was impressed by the matchup for sure.
Well, it's definitely an impressive match. You can't take nothing away from Athena or Mercedes Moné, but again, great, smart wrestling. It didn't take a finisher. It took a counter to a finisher in a simple clutch roll-up.
Yeah, that was a clutch. That was the what the heck was that clutch? It's one Hayabusa used to do. That was the clutch she used to get that pinfall.
If you go backstage for the Monaco Ray Paquette with Hangman and Page, who of course prepares for All in Action. Tremendous opening matchup, and Athena just got her first loss in 2025. Oh no. James, breathe, brother. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the Young Bucks is on the screen. I repeat, the Young Bucks is on the screen. Young Bucks, of course, talking about how they cost Sword the championship and how that's what Heyman wanted all along. Talking about how they could fix the issue with the Death Riders he has. Thinking they could get the Death Riders on their side. As Matthews says, that you'll win the whole and tournament, bring the title back to the Elite. Oh, wait.
Oh.
Hey, Hangman. Why are you always angry? Smile. Like this. Okada, you cheeky bastard. The bitch. Damn it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I said smile. Like this. I still want Rainmaker versus Buckshot Lariat.
I hate everything in my life right now. It took so much not to say nope to that. Oh shit! Rask from the Bruins is just standing by the
2011 Stanley Cup champion, of course, the Boston Bruins, to your point.
Yeah, I was there. I was actually there for that parade, but why is he just standing near the trophy?
Well, we are in Boston, like you said.
Yeah, but what's the point of him just standing there?
Because they're promoting that the Stanley Cup playoffs are coming back beginning April 19th. But also coming up next on AEW Dynamite Spring Break Thru, Heb Man Page was to punch his ticket toward the semifinals. He takes on the wild card next. We return to AEW Dynamite Spring Break Thru as we got another commercial break here. Fuck television. So first off, Athena, phenomenal effort. Moné, congratulations. Clean win. You can't argue with work ethic. They both brought bell to bell. Then you can argue after that. That's all fine. Let's go ahead and see what people are saying about that match here. Matthew saying Mercedes Hogan wins. LOL. Charles saying Mercedes is winning the tournament. Now we are getting Toni versus Mercedes at All In. Did you at one point, or somebody said that's like the biggest money match I guess they could do for the women's division here at AEW at All In? James,
I'm
right.
Yes, but that was before they just brought Athena out of Ring of Honor Purgatory. But
that finish don't work for me, brother. Matthew. I get the reference. And Rock and Ropes, and go check out Rock and Ropes, folks. Follow him on X, follow him in the spaces, and gotta get you back on Sleepy Ditty again soon, brother. Again, follow Rock and Ropes, and also he says Mercedes is winning the Owen. He's basically just calling his shot right there. And there's the fet with the JJ approve and endorse, hashtag GTA stripper twat waffle. damn, that's just wrong.
I mean, she did win.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. Just did I hear that? I'm just like,
Of course she is. Of course she is. So Tony can book Mercedes versus Tony Storm. Yeah, I guess.
Well, again, you look at the women's division. I mean, what else do you have that truly bits the marquee of All In, where you go all in at this point? And now the douchebugs, Rod and Todd.
Rod and Todd Flanders, is that what we're calling them? Is that canon?
I guess that's canon now. And then Kazuchika Okada, literally cheeky bastard. Smile, Hangman, smile. Like, please. And then called him a beach.
I wouldn't say there's botches. I think they were intending to make it a struggle.
I think they literally were trying to pull out more than maybe they should have, or maybe their bodies were able to, because at the end of the day, your body can only go so hard.
To me, the match looked like a struggle, like an actual sporting contest. So when they actually
like that, yeah. In tournaments, you want that. You want that type of level of challenge.
Yeah, if you do it
like
like that,
pass either.
If you do it like that, then I don't necessarily call it a botch. I just call it good psychology. So I don't really care. You'll notice
it's definitely a lot more psychology to say.
I think that's why there was a lot of it looked like they were screwing up, but you could easily say, "Oh no, it's the lower center of gravity, not colliding good with the strength. They need to, put more power into their lifts." So like with the tombstone stuff, I love that about matches. Like when you can actually break it down like that, it's pretty good. Hey, what's up, King?
King, my brother, it's been far too long. What's up, bro? I hope that you're doing all right. Let's definitely get you back here on the AEW side of things, and let's do our elite watch-alongs again soon. But in general, man, let's just chat. I hope that you're doing well. It's WrestleMania week, dude. Every coming out of the sun, we're celebrating and embracing wrestling and just enjoying life as we come back here on AEW Dynamite Spring Break Thru, and it's time to see who the wild card is as Heb Man Page officially competes in the Owen once again.
There we go.
And again, we've seen a different demeanor of Heb Man Page ever since he and Swerve went face to face, and Swerve said, "I know." There's still a debate out there, James, whether or not Hangman was looking to take Swerve's head off that dynasty.
Well, he's starting to look like he's got a bit of life in his eyes. It doesn't look like the same pissed off Hangman we've seen in the past. I'd actually almost argue that we're actually back to old school Hangman here.
Yeah, you think this is a Hangman, though, that the fans will appreciate and follow on the chase once again, like we did so long ago?
That's a good point.
Well, let's find out who the wild card is. Who the hell's in this tournament facing Hangman tonight? Who is it? And his opponent. Who is it? Who is it? Huh?
Mm-hmm.
It's a heartbeat.
It was a heartbeat.
Josh Alexander!
Oh! What the hell?
The walking weapon, the former TNA World Champion! Josh Alexander is all elite!
Oh, shit!
What the fuck?
He was not wasting any damn time. He wants the world title right on his debut.
Well, we talked about before how there were a lot of rumors, and of course, rumors aren't true about the future of Josh Alexander since he left TNA. And I guess we found out tonight where he stands. Josh Alexander's at AEW. One of the best wrestlers Canada has ever produced, the former longest reigning TNA World Champion, trained by Scott D'Amore, who of course brought back Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, one of the few people that was a part of that relaunch for Maple Leaf Pro.
The bell rings are underway. First off, welcome Josh Alexander to AEW. Let's fucking go.
I guess I gotta do that real quick because that's a huge name.
Of course, these two once shared a locker room early on in their careers back in Ring of Honor, so these two aren't strangers to each other, but we've also seen the growth of both of these men and their fall from grace. Kind of a tie-up here with the Walking Weapon and Heb Man Page.
Yeah, both men world champions in their respective companies. Josh Alexander, to your point, a former TNA world champion. Adam Page, a former AEW World Champion. So we got a World Championship caliber matchup again here in the men's zone to kick things off here.
And this is the quarterfinal. Let's keep in mind the winner of this match has Kyle Fletcher waiting for them, the Proto Star. Of course, Josh Alexander, of course, at one point had his ear surgically removed from his head. That's why he wears, of course, that headpiece, as we know.
Ooh.
Great wrist control here.
Yeah, and a great counter by a Hangman Adam Page.
The 20-year veteran here in AEW, Josh Alexander.
Yeah, 20-year veteran in pro wrestling, period.
Trained by Johnny Devine, of course, heavily endorsed by Scott D'Amore, as I talked about earlier. Of course, previously involved not only in TNA, but in other promotions all across Canada, out of the Toronto area. Was previously involved in Ring of Honor World Championship contention.
Yep. And so was that man, Hangman Adam Page, not the only one who's been in Ring of Honor World Championship contention. Nice shoulder block into the big boot.
Well, clearly, to tell the truth here, we know Josh Alexander probably can out-muscle Hangman Adam Page.
Well, I think
way to make your debut, though.
I was about to say, he definitely can out-wrestle Hangman, but I don't know if he can out-brawl him. That's going to be the X factor of this matchup here.
Well, we talked about before, you and I have literally called Josh Alexander's TNA career. He might be one of the most pure athletes on the planet. We've compared this guy to the likes of Kurt Angle, for example. Fallaway slam by Hangman Adam Page.
By the way, we were talking about Ring of Honor, Super Card of Honor in Atlantic City, New Jersey, May 2nd. So we got to add that to the watch-along schedule. They just
pretty sure it's already there in the trailer, and that means you and I are back in ROH, where Honor might be real since Bandito is now the Ring of Honor World Champion. Rolling elbow strike by Hangman rocks the Rocky Weapon. Of course, we know Josh Alexander also wears a mouthpiece to prevent a knockout. An Irish whip and set up and over. Lands on the apron. Again, by treat the leg, though, and went for the Wrecking Ball Lariat.
Yeah, he got that Wrecking Ball Lariat big time. Josh Alexander now definitely trying to shake off the cobwebs.
Whoa.
Was able to dodge out of the way of that crossbody attempt. Snake Eyes on the apron.
Almost hoisted up into a flapjack.
Now
Josh Alexander is so well fine-tuned to use the environment to his advantage. Now looking for a run. Oh, my word.
Tried to use that, Canadian great Andrew Martin big boot there. Did not get any of that.
And now he's literally sitting on the barricade. He could have literally hyperextended his leg in that. And Hangman Adam Page, what the hell is Hangman?
What is going through his damn head?
And
what is going through his head?
Off the entranceway.
Holy shit!
Wiping out Josh Alexander off that barricade.
Basically hitting a cane line off the apron. He jumped over the crowd to be able to hit that lariat as we go to restaurant quality picture-in-picture. Well, at least for
fuck
TBS.
television.
Television.
Unless, either way, fuck television. Well, still, though, first off, congratulations to Josh Alexander. Welcome to AEW, and shout out to Jay Chung, of course, who was a great part of TNA as a ring announcer, and also, of course, a man in Josh Alexander's corner, and also a TNA original. So now you know, folks, it's official. Josh Alexander is in AEW.
Whew.
That's a hell of a pickup.
Yep.
Talk about
Absolutely.
this place where, we talk about it all the time, how we don't compare, and people are like, and the line about where the best wrestle might be a bit subjective. It also might be a bit cheesy, but you do have some incredible professional wrestlers here in AEW. Speedball Mike Bailey, Josh Alexander, Will Ospreay, Bobby Lashley. There's a who's who on this roster, of being really honest here.
Yep. Absolutely. Can't deny that.
And let's go ahead and see here. It's the Fed saying, holy shit. Charles Ains, Heyman's winning. Yeah. I'd like to see Josh Alexander stretch the Bucks or anyone else who tried to pull some shit. I mean, for all you know, if the Bucks cross him, I could see that happening. And we know how long he can hold an ankle lock and also can spin somebody and also can suplex somebody. It's the Fed saying it's a perfect fit for Josh Alexander to go AEW. James, would you agree?
I do agree to a point. I think he definitely fits. If there's any company that I think he fits right now the most, I think it would be MLW, just because of the roster that's there, especially in the main event division. But AEW is probably a close second.
Well, I mean, again, with the exception of Switchblade Jay White, who's injured, get well soon, we've seen the main division of AEW really beef up this year outside the Death Rider nonsense, for being quite honest.
Hey, listen, all I know is now that Josh Alexander is here, maybe he could join the Hurt Syndicate as the resident Canadian, just like Owen Hart was in the Nation of Domination.
Why did I knew that reference is going to come into play at some point?
Listen, we got to make it happen now. He's there.
I mean, you're not wrong, but also Josh Alexander versus Bobby Lashley, please.
Yes. Yeah,
that's a match I need. The thing about the match aspects here, by the way, Josh Alexander and Speedball Mike Bailey are both in AEW. They previously fought each other in an hour-long match for the TNA World Championship.
Yes, they did.
And they very much could do the same thing here at some point. This is wild. Of all the people tonight, I did not expect Josh Alexander in Boston. I was feeling like Boston. What like who comes out of Boston in AEW, or like who's like near the area? I don't think Boston's close to Canada, but okay.
Well, I mean, maybe he's near the lakes, so he's close to Boston if that's the case.
I suppose that's true. As we're back here in AEW Dynamite Spring Break Thru, men's Owen Hart Foundation Tournament quarterfinal action here. Him and Page face the wild card, the walking weapon, Josh Alexander. Ooh, a headed clap. Waist lock. Uh-oh. Here we go.
German suplex. There it is. Release.
Cover with the far leg and gets a 2 count, says referee Rick Knox. And a beautiful 3-tier building, by the way, here, this feeder. Take a look again at this beautiful German suplex. Good grief.
Very good German there.
And like you said, Josh Alexander wasting no time going straight after the richest prize here because, of course, taking one step closer to going all in here in the Owen if he beats him and Page tonight here in his AEW debut.
Looked like he was trying to go for a powerbomb attempt. Didn't get all of it.
And off the ropes here, and Hangman Page slow to his feet, staggered with the lariat. This might be a battle of lariats here.
But now we are getting that crazed look of Hangman that we've been seeing lately.
And Josh wants this! Josh wants this drive!
Yeah, of course he does.
Would you expect anything less from this guy? Big boot, blocks the arm, swinging a miss, waist slot, German suplex. Hangman lands on his feet, though. Rolling elbow, lariat, watch out, Alexander.
That was insane, that lariat. Turned Josh Alexander upside down, inside out.
Good grief. You got the force him and Page had to push through to take Josh up and over his feet. Wow.
Brutal lariat. As we take a look at the replay here, was able to counter.
Rolling lariat, German suplex, land on his feet, and to your point, wham!
Boom. That was absurd, that lariat.
Josh Alexander stands 6'1", 240 pounds, by the way, folks.
Yeah, that's a lot of force. That's a lot of force to turn inside out.
And, of course, we know you can't get a pin on the apron here, but you could do further damage. Might be looking for a dead eye as Josh hoisted up by Hangman. Josh fighting back, though. Of course, we know Josh has that C4 spike that he loves to use. Might be looking for it on the apron. And a back body drop to the walking weapon by Hangman Page.
Oh, he skidded on the apron, too, dude. That's gonna give him a freaking mat burn.
Let's not forget, Josh Alexander had to vacate the TNA World Championship due to injury of a shoulder.
Yep. So that was not a good landing. And look at that. The minute he saw him go to the other side, going to try to go for the triangle moonsault, we've seen Hangman hit this before. Wow! Got all of it.
Beautiful Asahi moonsault wipes out Josh on the floor, bringing him back inside the ring. And Hangman in the driver's seat, swinging a miss by Josh Alexander. Hangman pop up, power bomb, sit out, cover, 2, no.
Great kick out there by Josh. That was honestly a lesser man other than a world championship caliber wrestler and is a world champion. And Josh Alexander probably would have been down for the count. Josh Alexander said, hell no.
Boston, of course, has been really a town that's gone all elite during the history of AEW, being perfectly honest here. You've had AEW for quite a bit of time in Boston.
Yes, actually, second episode of Dynamite actually took place in the I forget the college, but it's not too far away from TD Garden. And then inside TD Garden, they actually had blood and guts here at one point.
And Hangman hoisting up Josh again, up on the shoulder, able to escape though. Now Josh hooking up Hangman and Page in the tombstone pile driver position. Hangman slips out though. Josh, sit down. Shoulders down. Whoa.
Wow, that's a shout to the old school Stampede days. Right into the forearm shiver to the back of the head. Oh my God, what the hell?
Whoa!
Oh! Torture rack
Yeah,
bomb!
Hangman cover, too! What the hell was that?
That was a torture rack release bomb, and the minute he kicked out, transitions into an ankle lock. That whole exchange was to set up for the ankle lock.
But it just goes again how well fine-tuned both these men are, and again how incredibly pure, as I said, an athlete Josh Alexander is. But Heyman, though, again, very close to the ropes. Great reach for Heyman and Page. Josh still holding on to the ankle, though.
Oh, gonna try to go for
Ooh!
Insecurity. Got all of it. That was a Antonio Inoki style Insecurity that time.
And again, though, that headpiece, though, might help Josh Alexander's equilibrium there.
Yeah, a little bit. That's definitely the positive there of having that head guard.
Ooh. And now Heyman hooking up Josh Alexander again. Tombstone pile driver, cover to advance, kick out at 2.
Or as we call it here in AEW, the inverted deadeye.
Woo.
I'll let that simmer.
Back and forth counter once again here. And of course, again, this is quarterfinals where 2 more matches await the winner here. And the next match will be Kyle Fletcher.
Now all the fans here trying to will both men on, loving the contest here. Looks like that Hangman's trying to go for a buckshot lariat here.
And he's got him in position, but Josh falls to the other side of the ring and lands on the apron.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. That was rough. Hi, JJ.
Good to see the Renegade Wrestling JJ Williams on the screen. What's up, brother?
Where are you when we need you, bruv? We just had a match end with a Blue Thunder Bomb victory.
Oh, shit. There you go. We just saw
and the first thing we said is, where is Noah when it happens? Because we just had a match in with the Blue Thunder Bomb.
Hold that thought, JJ.
Story of my life. I miss moments on one show when I see moments on another. I know that he's definitely... Did he take himself out?
Yeah, he just took himself out. Real quick, we just saw a World's Strongest Slam on the apron. We saw a crossbody outside of the apron. Josh Alexander in full control, going for a powerbomb, got countered.
Okay, I guess we should call this match back on the ankle lock. And by the way, I finally have freaking resolved. Oh, hook the leg, up on this hook.
Oh! Another freaking surprise roll-up finish. Hangman gets the victory. He just upset the debuting Josh Alexander.
And Josh can't believe it.
Wow.
Blue Thunder Bomb wins, the surprise rollout wins. It's been the story of professional wrestling tonight. Hangman and Page advance to the semifinals, and we'll take on Kyle Fletcher in the Owen.
Huh.
And again, shout out to the Renegade Wrestling, JJ Williams. Please follow him, folks. Cast Stadium Studios. And again, JJ, you no longer can say Blue Thunder Bomb never wins, so thank you.
Wow. Okay.
James, hold that thought. I think we're going to get a preview of maybe towards what's next for him and Adam Page. Here comes the Protostar.
Yeah, the Protostar going to try to talk his shit, but wow, that actually shocked me that we got 2 roll-up finishes back to back. But okay,
I think people forget how fundamental professional wrestling can be when you literally just use in-ring IQ versus a big finish. Talk about Owen Hart and Bret Hart. You want to talk about catch can. You want to talk about basic wrestling strategies. That's really been the story here tonight with the Owen. And again, Don Callis is escorting Kyle Fletcher to the ring. Again, it will be the Protostar against him and Adam Page in the semifinals.
It's very much a definitely a mixed reaction to both finishes of the Owen tournaments for the men and women being the same. I'll tell you that.
Well, I wonder if it's more about the result or more about the finish as Heyman been lured in. It looks like we're getting a fight.
Wow, okay, well,
I mean, I would say I'm surprised, but I'm not. Rebound off the ropes, up and over. Heyman lands on his feet, though.
And look at this, Josh Alexander just watching this happen.
Oh,
my God. Oh, holy shit. And look at this, Don Callis, the Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling commentator, telling Josh Alexander, hey, don't get involved. We got you.
Oh, watch out from behind!
I knew it. Whispered in his ear, told him, you deserve better than this, and now immediately turns heel, attacking Hangman Adam Page.
Oh, no, not again! deadlift powerbomb. Don Callis did say he was recruiting for his family. Is Don Callis the reason Josh Alexander's in AEW?
I guess so. Because now he's just joined the family. That's quite a powerful punch there.
As if Don Callis needs more freaking arse to his arsenal. Look at Don Callis, so damn giddy, considering that confidence is supposed to face this man next to the Owen.
And now we got an F Don Callis chant right here in the at the South Shore Music Hall.
Hoist it up in the vertical drop, a brain buster.
Well,
and that might be all it takes. That might be all it takes, James, for Kyle Fletcher to punch his ticket to the finals of the Owen at Double or Nothing, which he will do if he beats Heyman and Page. But coming up next, Heyman might be hurt, but the Hurt's going to get plans to hurt the Gates of Agony. The AEW Tag Chairs will be on the line. We come back to AEW Dynamite Spring Break Thru.
Well, there goes my idea for him joining the Hurt Syndicate.
Right? Of course, Cyrus the Virus has to influence another Canadian to his dark means.
Mad. I'm sad.
Well, again, I'm glad Josh Alexander is in AEW, but again, since Josh basically lost the championship and lost favoritism with the TNA fan base because of Joe Hendry, he's kind of been on his own island of irrelevancy. Figured that he could rebound here in AEW, and it looks like, fuck that. Don Callis, all right, fine, because he just lost his debut and he's eliminated from the Owen. Sour grapes galore. I guess Josh Alexander is part of the Don Callis family.
Well, he definitely got some sour of grapes.
Yeah, let's go ahead and look at some comments here real quick. Matthew's saying, LOL.
Oh, yeah, I flashed those already, yeah.
No
we
worries.
Can flash, fuck it, we can flash them again.
I mean, it's a commercial break. It's more worthwhile to acknowledge the people here in the chat as they make this possible versus a commercial break. I'm just saying. Rockin' Ropes again beats the new guy debuting. DJ 2 for 2 so far. Hey, he might have a perfect card tonight. Who knows? And again, not necessarily the same finish, considering it wasn't off of, Josh Alexander's finisher. It didn't hoist him up for the C4 spike, but he just rebounded him off the ropes, trapped the leg, put his body weight on top of him, and literally got the win.
Hold on, they're saying it's the same finish because the last match before this one was
the modified roll-up. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
you want to talk about armbar, Chris Jericho's 1,000 holds, or the woman of 1,000 holds, when that truly has 1,000 holds, and the Professor Wrestling Serena Deeb. There are probably 1,000 different ways to do a roll-up, and we've already seen 2 of them tonight here in the Owen. By both men and women.
And then we got back-to-back good matches, so Safette was happy.
Yeah, I was happy too. I mean, I'm not going to complain. This has been a great AEW Dynamite so far. Great wrestling. And, of course, there's so much great wrestling going on. Also, I have literally been vindicated. That was the way I was looking for. JJ can never say, the never wins. You can't say never anymore, bruv. Said I'm going to definitely, like I'm going to make him eat crow about Saturday about El Grande Americano, Chad Gable, when he Rey Mysterio. And I said,
hey, how dare you? Grande Americano.
Chad Gable.
The greatest luchador of all time.
We are not doing this tonight. He is from
the Gulf of America.
The Gulf of America doesn't exist. That's as dumb as Donald Trump saying that. That's a Donald Trump botch.
I believe in the Gulf of America. Make the Gulf of America great again.
The Gulf of America doesn't exist. The Gulf of Mexico and Chad Gable did mess.
The Gulf of America.
No. He does the thank you. He put an iron plate underneath it.
The Gulf of America is the lakes you're nearby. That's the Gulf of America.
I live by the Great Lakes. You can't talk to me about water.
It's the Gulf of America. There's 3 different Gulfs. There's Gulf 1, Gulf 2, Gulf 3. It's where Donald Trump goes to golf and Grande Americanos with the...
As we got back to Dynamite here and Nick Wayne's on our screen.
No, it's not. See? Charles knows what's up. Charles!
I'm the only person with a brain right now.
You're my guy. You're my guy. You're my guy, Charles.
You're
my guy. Why don't you understand this? See, even he knows what's up.
Oh, here's somebody more disgruntled than me in this argument. Here's Christian Cage. Daddy's back.
He's back. He angry. See, exactly, Matthew. See, Matthew and Charles, they're my guys right now.
I'm gonna make you all eat crow Saturday, and you all will just have to accept.
I know. Listen. Even whoever it is under that mask, he is still one of the greatest luchadors of all time. It don't matter who it is.
Ooh, damn. Assuming Mason has you made with Dove. Gave you this much to fight yourself. Keep that flame growing. You got something. Christian Cage got Nick Wayne in the Best Super Juniors tournament in New Japan Pro
What
Wrestling?
about fucking look at Kip? Look at Kip Sabian. It's like, what about me, motherfucker? Hey,
I mean, he was the
I was the reason you didn't lose your contract to begin with to the fucking Death Riders. What about me? I protected you for like God knows how long, and I don't get shit.
And it looks like Nick Wayne also got another gift from Christian Cage. He will face Commander tomorrow night for the Ring of Honor Television Championship.
Again, why couldn't you give that to Kip? Okay.
Ooh, tensions. I feel like Nick Wayne's at a crossroads of his own right now, especially after that slap. But Daddy's back.
What makes him a face? No. What makes this man a face?
No, that man's still the worst father in America. And as far as I'm concerned, he's still as crooked as the day is long, or becoming longer.
I guarantee you, we were having debates about Adam Cole being the heel. No, we're not. We're going to be in agreement if he turns face. He should not be a face. We will call him the worst father ever. Okay, it's the bottom line. He is the.
We want to talk about a turn though, James. Let's talk about the most despicable actions we've seen so far in AEW by FTR as of late. Not just against Cope, but against Tony Schiavone and of course Daniel Garcia this past Saturday. Again, Tony Schiavone gives zero fuss. He tells you how it is, and FTR were having none of it. Especially when he mentioned his daughter. Of course, they made a very painful message and example at the expense of Daniel Garcia's friends, and of course, Daddy Magic and Cool Hand Ange, and attacking Daniel Garcia post-match.
Funny how FTR are after Christian. Okay.
Well, I mean, you're talking about dastardly heels. I mean, these two have gone back to those code roots that made them the top guys in the first place on their own. But assaulting an official, yeah, that's a line you don't cross. Damn. Tony Schiavone apparently letting us know that they have been fined 1 week's pay, and they have also been suspended. And Tony Schiavone is very happy about that. He calls them very selfish. As we open the gates of agony here and get ready for our AEW Tag Team Championship match, getting back to wrestling. A lot of emotions here tonight, and not the positive ones as usual, as I expect here. But this might bring people to a positive mood. Time to see people get hurt.
I should have. I that whole time we have been outside of commercial break. Anytime we're off commercial break, let me know so that way I can switch it back.
Did you not? Did you?
I had the middle finger.
After the Grande Americano argument and the freaking Nick Wayne Christian Cage face to face after a month. I mean, it's been a very interesting conversation these last couple of minutes. And speaking of interesting conversations, we know Grand Slam Mexico is now going to happen in Arena, Mexico, Wednesday, June 18th. So stay tuned for more on that. Represented, of course, presented by AEW and CMLL. AEW goes down to Mexico City, Mexico. Arena, Mexico. They finally did it.
I'm looking forward to that show for sure. And look at this, man. We're going to get some we might get some lucha flip action, but I'll tell you right now, we're going to get fisticuffs here between these two teams.
Yep. Best dressed fashion in all professional wrestling, and they hurt people when the bell rings. Escorted by MVP, your AEW Tag Team Champion, Shelton Benjamin, and the almighty Bobby Lashley. Oh, boy. This is a bop, by the way. Hey, Death Rebel, this is how you do an entrance theme. What?
Yeah, no shit.
Anyway.
I mean, it's really not hard to outdo Death Rebel.
That's accurate. Of course, the Hurt Syndicate have been AEW Tag Team Champions since being Private Party. Their record is 5-0, considering Bobby Lashley has never been a Tag Team Champion or a Tag Team Specialist prior to his run here in AEW.
We hurt people. We hurt people.
We hurt people.
Oh, wow. And look at, we got a celebrity here.
Oh, you know that person, don't you, James?
I don't. I'm sorry. Oh, he is a Boston Celtics center, though, and power forward. I don't know how to pronounce that name. I'm not even going to try.
Fair enough.
Listen, I'm also very, very lackluster in the sports, especially basketball. I don't know much people from basketball.
And you can learn more about sports courtesy of Statboy Mike at Statboy Sports Bar, folks. Again, AEW Tag Team Champions on the line here. I believe this is the 4th defense now for the Hurt Syndicate. And, of course, coming off their last defense at Dynasty against Big Bill and Brian Keefe, referee Aubrey Edwards for this contest, hoisting up the AEW Tag Team Championships.
And this is definitely going to be an even matchup. Oh, wow. Not even wasting any time as Toliona just immediately bum rushed. Or no, is that Bishop Khan, I believe, that bum rushed?
No, that's Toliona, dude. That's Toliona.
Toliona just bum rushed everybody, now going right after Shelton Benjamin. Great DDT by Benjamin.
What?
Well, you never try to attack the head of a Samoan, get headbutt right in the solar plexus.
That's fair. Big hip attack there in the corner, running knees, followed by Bishop Khan as they have isolated Shelton Benjamin. Now over the top of the plunge, wipes out Bobby Lashley in the gates of agony.
Jesus.
I take control, Connor, and get a 2 count. Nearly a new tag champs there to be on commentary.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's the best strategy in this matchup is just immediately bum rush the World Tag Team Champions. Makes sense to me.
Well, I mean, take a page out of the Hurt Syndicate's playbook, isolate and dominate, and they're focusing on the tag team special Shelton Benjamin, clearly trying to keep the muscle out of the ring, and Bobby Lashley here.
Well, this is definitely something I was not expecting, but I'll tell you, it's definitely a welcome here. I don't know if it is for the World Tag Team Champions, but the contenders are definitely showing why they've been underutilized and underlooked for far too long here.
To your point, they're part of one of the most effective trios in Ring of Honor 6-member tag team championship history. Mogul Embassy.
Yeah, Mogul Embassy, the Cage of Agony later on. But yeah, that spinning wheel kick by Shelton Benjamin just completely turned the tables of that. That's probably one of the more dangerous spinning wheel kicks.
Oh, boy.
In the industry, and now tag into Bobby Lashley and a spear right into the corner.
Yeah, Bobby Lashley, literally the most dangerous man in AEW, has said MVP, who came back last year at Fright Night Dynamite to join MVP in this new business venture when the Hurt Syndicate was born.
Trying to
off the ropes and hooking up, down.
Nice flatliner there by Bobby Lashley, taking a page out of his former running buddy on the road, Ken Anderson's playbook.
And again, Bobby Lashley has been nothing but a world champion practically his whole career outside of this. He's always been a singles specialist. And so far, for someone very new to this world of tag team wrestling, he's been working on all cylinders, taking Bishop Khan up and over to the outside. As this AEW Tag Team Champions will continue, folks. Restaurant quality picture-in-picture. The hurting continues forward. Stay tuned. Fuck television.
There we go. Now
they hurt people.
We hate TV. We hate TV.
Accurate. I mean, I'm just going to always hate the TV for life. But anyway, it is one of those things, though, where, again, Shelton Benjamin, who practically is 50, he doesn't look like he's lost a single step. It's almost like he's been rejuvenated here now as the AEW Tag Team Champion. It's kind of crazy when you think about it.
You ain't kidding. I'll tell you that right now.
So that was an interesting face-to-face there with Christian Cage and Nick Wayne, how a father kind of lets the child run on his own for a little bit and gives him opportunity. But I still sense at the end of the day, Nick Wayne's going to do what most of America's youth does and is going to buck up against his folks and finds himself in the hard end.
Yeah, I would too. He's an abusive father. He's a dickhead. He's a douche. He's been a douche. And it's okay because we love him being a douche, but the fact is, he's a douche. He's a megla douche.
Not expect to hear that word tonight. And again, as Christian Cage pointed out, the Best Super Juniors, which you can find more information on here very soon, courtesy of Bag for Wrestling by our Canadian friend, Ash. Of course, the Best Super Juniors will be taking place in New Japan Pro Wrestling here. Nick Wayne will be representing AEW in that tournament. So stay tuned for more on that. There may even be some coverage down the line. Stay tuned. We will be covering New Japan content again here very soon outside America when we, of course, approach, I think, Dentaku and Dominion, and, of course, the G1 Climax. So please stay tuned for all world's wrestling coverage here at the Simple Alba Studios across all 5 platforms here. And again, hope everyone's enjoying the conversation, reactions, and coverage. Hope everyone's enjoying the WID tournament that, of course, JJ is, of course, continuing to cover. Shout out to Mega Wrestling JJ Williams and Walter Cruz, who's covering that. And again, I'm vindicated. Blue Thunderbolt can fucking win a match. So there we go.
Yay. Hey, it ain't the only time. So
I know it's not the only time. I proved that in the top 10. Konosuke won with the Blue Thunder Bomb. A man that literally was given that move by Jun Akiyama, a specialist of that move, might I add, from DDT Pro. And I will die on that mountain. But anyway, that just saying.
This is true. And by the way, that I did. By the way, it actually has won more matches because June won with that move.
Exactly. Jun Akiyama has won with Blue Thunder Bomb and also, I believe, German Suplex at points of his career.
Yep.
Of course, Konosuke wrote a thesis on the German Suplex, and of course, we still have Konosuke Takeshita versus Will Ospreay tonight, lest we forget. Good lord.
Yeah.
Commercial breaks though.
And if anybody wants to watch some old school pro wrestling, definitely underrated match in the Pro Wrestling Noah 6. You definitely want to check out Jun Akiyama versus Masahiro Misawa. I'll just say
Misawa, not Masahiro Chono, but I saw where you were going. And also speed of Pro Wrestling Noah.
Mitsuharu.
We all screw up the names. We know the people. But
yes.
Anyway, of course, Pro Wrestling Noah.
We know people.
We know people. We blank people. Good grief. As we're back on AEW Dynamite, AEW Tag Team Champions is on the line. The Hurts to get defending against the Gates of Agony, Bishop Khan and Toa Leona. Bobby Lashley in the ring right now with Bishop Khan. Capacity crown on Khan. I love this shot, by the way. This is awesome.
Yeah, it's a very good arena.
I love the fact that all these arenas feel so different, too. It doesn't feel like a dang! Oh, man, what a collision in the middle of the ring.
Very big collision.
And right now, Shelton Benjamin and Bishop Khan, both men in need of attack, both corner men waiting. Hands reach out. Tag made it to Leona. Shelton Benjamin slow to his feet. Botch! That was a legitimate botch. That was a
legitimate botch. He tripped on his own 2 feet.
Yeah, man. Shelton Benjamin, waist slap, back elbow strike. I mean, again, when you're on your bare feet, I guess you can slip on your own 2 feet. Pop up Samoan drop.
Well, he definitely made up for it. Super kick.
Leona falling up the ropes again, running senton, crushing Shelton Benjamin's sternum. Here's the cover, lateral press, and Bobby Lashley breaks it up.
Brilliant breakup there by Lashley. That was a good combo there by Toliana.
And a hot tag by Bishop Khan to Leona. Bobby Lashley driving Leona's head in the turnbuckle. And to your point, James.
Oh, shit. Again, what the heck did you think was going to happen? Just got a vicious throat uppercut and now just clubbing him with clotheslines.
And he literally clubbing Bobby Lashley, who I remind you is not legal.
Yeah, well, he's about to take care of that problem real quick. Try to go for a short-range lariat. Into the hurt lock.
But again, look at the size. I think he's got it. He's got it.
Uh-oh, and look at that. Shelton Benjamin.
He is legal. Wait, Bishop Khan, drives the boot.
There we go.
Up and over. Bobby Lashley to the outside. Tag made a Bishop Khan. And now Leona scouting Bobby Lashley to the outside. I believe Bishop Khan and Shelton Benjamin are still the 2 legal men. The reversal of Irish whip and just literally launching Bobby Lashley head first to the barricade. This match is getting messy.
Nice drop kick right to the ribs too by Bishop Khan, and now going to go for a Death Valley driver. It looks like possibly TKO. Got countered by Shelton Benjamin.
And the waist lock, back elbow strike. Wow, man!
Yes, there's that Slovak kick we all know and love.
Yeah, by Shelton Benjamin especially. That front kick, and now the German suplex!
Welcome to Suplex City.
What a high-angle release German by the former All-Star Minnesota!
Yeah, definitely taking a page out of his Minnesota Wrecking Crew days from OVW.
Low bridge sends totally on the outside, still on his feet though. Whoa!
Holy, what a spear! Bobby Lashley just absolutely split Bishop Toleona rather in half, and that leaves Bishop Khan in the middle of the ring with the two men that hurt people the hardest.
You can hear the audience literally chanting the Hurt Syndicate's MO, running knee strike in the corner, Tammy to Bobby Lashley, and Bobby Lashley off the ropes, a spear through Bishop Khan.
Running knee strike, spear
Cover,
combination.
two, they hurt people and win.
What a match! That was just a car wreck and a half between both teams that specialize in hurting and maiming people.
Well, you said you were excited for it, James. I think you got what you wanted out of it.
Oh, yeah. That was a good match. Oh, shoot. I forgot to... well, there we go.
We hurt people.
We hurt people.
They're saying in the chat, folks, Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, still your AEW World What? Uh-oh.
Huh?
Oh, no. Oh, no. Here we go. MJF has been trying to petition himself that he's part of the Hurt Syndicate. The devil is in Boston.
He's here.
You knew he was going to be here.
Actually, a hometown boy in his own right, because he's not from New York. He lives in Long Island now, but actually grew up in Lowell.
Yeah, about to say, being in the ring with Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley after a match, though, probably not wise.
Well, he's giving them credit.
Yeah, but he's also taking their spotlight. And everyone's favorite scumbag, Maxwell Jacob Friedman.
MJF chants here by the Boston crowd here.
Narcissistic as they come. Gonna give it up for the Hurt Syndicate. Knows MVP has a microphone in his hand as well.
See? I told you we could trust him, says MVP. Bobby Lashley's still apprehensive.
I think Bobby Lashley knows the track record of Maxwell Jacob Friedman. Bring the left to the table. Montel knows this. John knows this. Our slow learners. They're talking about Bobby Lashley. MVP literally holding up Bobby Lashley. I mean, plus elimination, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out what he was talking about.
You're talking about Bobby, Max.
Down in the back. What? What? Bring him out. What?
Bring who out?
I don't know. This is weird. I don't know what's that.
Oh my Lord. Huh.
James, control yourself.
I don't know what you think. It's fine.
The Hurt Syndicate getting a VIP treatment of talent of the female type, courtesy of MJF.
Huh.
What
the
hell is this about?
Yeah, I'm happy with it, whatever it is.
Of course you are, you fucking idiot. What the hell is MJF trying to do here?
My Lord.
Talk about buying your way in.
He can.
For those that don't know, there are 8 beautiful escorts in the ring, courtesy of Maxwell Jacob Friedman, that are literally tailgating the Hurt Syndicate.
Yep.
All that he requests is 3 thumbs up.
Here's the problem, though. Bobby's a married man, isn't he? I thought.
Try this one more time. You guys know how I feel. Thumbs up. Shelton. That gives you Shelton. Focus, man. Hey, Max. This is something nice. I think I need a little more time.
I think I'll...
It's cool. More time. I'm a fan of nice things. What I think is, I think we need a little more time. He wants the watch off his wrist? That is a Rolex. Give me the watch. All you need to do is give me a big old thumbs up right here in B-Town.
Not a bad compromise.
I mean, well, the hand's out, ladies and gentlemen. Shelton Benjamin has officially got deal or no deal.
Well, he's gonna see bros before hoes, I guess they say.
About to say, MJF, realize what you're in the ring with. I like democracy. Respect the power of the people. What? I mean, not these people. You. Talk about your town. Think I'm growing on you. Total appreciation. You want this watch? You just gonna give it to him?
Yeah, why not?
Dude, you realize how much that watch might be worth? You can have this watch. You want these ladies tonight?
Mm-hmm.
You have these ladies tonight? Just know, when I do join the Hurt Syndicate, remember, watches and women, where that came from.
Mm-hmm.
MJF is literally buying his way into the Hurt Syndicate, and it actually might be working. Oh. Bob. Respects the Almighty. What is he known for? Known for getting what he wants. Okay. Was that a warning shot delivered to Bobby Lashley? And the audience once again chanting, he's our scumbag. My name is Maxwell Jacob Friedman. And I'm better than you, and you know it. Well, if nothing else, but the Hurt Syndicate just got a hell of an investment for their night of celebration. And maybe Shelton Benjamin is finally opening up to MJF. But Bobby
it's not hard. It's not hard. It ain't hard. I ain't gonna hold you.
Well, I mean, either way, I mean, Shelton Benjamin got a nice watch out of it and plenty of women for the night.
I mean, that woman on the side of Shelton right there, oh my. That one right there. Best one.
Oh, good grief, James.
I'm just saying, I'm calling it as I see it.
Anyway, let's call this as we saw it. We literally called it AEW Revolution March 3rd, 2024, where both these men literally tried to kill each other. And it was Will Ospreay that put down the Alpha with a hidden blade off a Tiger Driver. That Wrestle Dream, that triple threat, it was the Alpha that, of course, took out Will Ospreay to become the AEW National Champion. And now these two meet once again, one-on-one, semifinal conditions here in the Owen. It's Will Ospreay versus Konosuke Takeshita. Next on AEW Dynamite Spring Break Thru. Owen Hart Tournament semifinal action. Stay tuned. Fuck television for a commercial. So first off, James, come on, man, control yourself.
And listen, there's Dynamite, there's hot ladies. I don't care.
Dude, of course you
don't. But hold on, we hurt people. We hurt people.
We hurt people. We hurt
hurt
people.
people.
We
Oh,
hurt people. Oh boy. Well, I mean, sometimes they say money buys happiness. They say money can buy anything.
Listen,
maybe MJF.
I don't.
happen
Well,
out.
hang on. I don't think money can buy happiness,
I
but
don't think so either.
but money sure does help.
I mean, we all need money to live, but I mean, as far as money for your pleasure, that is a very scary road if you're not wise with it. And MJF literally using.
But there it is. There it is.
Yeah,
I think MJF was wise with it. I think Shelton was wise with it. He was a smart man.
Just Shelton Benjamin, he was a wise man. What the fuck?
He is a wise man, and he's got a relationship with Paul Heyman, who is also a wise man.
And never
lick a horse, lick a horse gift in the mouth or whatever that fucking saying is. I don't know.
Lick, look, dude, look.
I thought it was lick.
Oh my god!
I don't know. Fucking. Isn't it lick?
Chat, you've been here long enough. You know what I do, what we do with James whenever he shows his tism, right? Please type it with me as I say it, because again, he earned it. Damn it, James! You freaking idiot!
I know.
What the fuck?
I thought it was lick.
Oh my god!
I thought it was lick.
Welcome back,
to tell you. Right?
MJF
Hurt said it still continues. It's the best part of the show. Absolutely. Listen,
I will not argue that.
When you give me a whole escort of ladies to try and get himself into the group, yeah, you ain't getting an argument from me.
Of course.
Someone called him the Godfather. Yeah, well, Charles Wright's definitely pissed. MJF is funny.
Accurate. He's our scumbag. With that being said, again, as James did bring up Paul Heyman, please stay tuned. As of course we will cover.
Oh, I never should have. Oh my God, Safet, I never should have brought that up. What the fuck, Safet? That's crazy.
And Safet just proved how much of a freaking idiot
I'm gonna move on.
Don't ever bring up a comment like that again.
I did not know that's what he said. I just clicked on it. I didn't even read it.
Of course you click without reading. Like most people oblivious to it.
Fuck. That was absurd. Yeah, I love this too. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh.
My hands up for that one. I did not know. I did not see.
As I was going to say again, please stay tuned, folks. We will be covering WrestleMania Saturday. Workers probably in CM Punk's corner. We'll see if Paul Heyman gives the Browns a favor, or truly is he the wise man, wiser beyond all our imagination, and that we've been played so far. As we go back here, AEW with Alicia Toot and the Hurts again leaving. They're just very persistent. Ladies, give us a second, please. All right. Don't trust them. Yeah, you go ahead and do the transcript here. Try to redeem yourself.
You don't trust them. This is business, he says. You got to look at it from a business standpoint. We could use MJF. So the moment he steps out of line, ladies, shall we?
Who the hell's going to pick up that bill?
Oh, my God. Hello.
I'm about to say, they got their Hurts again. They got more than enough money. But, I think MVP might be trying to play MJF more than we know. But that being said, let's elevate this shit! Interesting, though. Time for Will Ospreay versus Konosuke Takeshita. And Safet, it's all right, but dadgum, you both are just wrong.
That was honestly, I should have paid more attention. That was more my bad.
You both should have paid more attention to what you said there. Where are your minds at? Anyway,
well, I mean, listen, it's not. He's out of line. He ain't wrong. But
I hate that expression. Anyway, I don't hate this. As again, we're going to be. Soon enough, going all in. We're also going to be going back across the pond. AEW Dynamite will be in Glasgow, Scotland, Wednesday, August 20th, ahead of the Forbidden Door. Pre-sales start Monday, April 28th, as well as we look to punch his ticket to the finals beating a very familiar foe, Konosuke Takeshita. Of course, he punched his ticket to the semifinals, beating Kevin Knight at AEW Dynasty. And the Forbidden Door, of course, will be Sunday, August 24th from the O2. And we will be coming against the Steele, so please stay tuned. Oh my gosh, I'm all hey.
Yeah,
now I'm actually sweating after that. Good grief.
It wasn't my fault. He said a dirty. I didn't know.
All the emotions, all the feelings, all the perspiration, courtesy of AEW, once again proving that they bring out everything.
I guess so. That's
and Will Ospreay is looking to bring out everything as well. Oh my gosh.
Whoo-wee.
This is gonna be a hell of a rematch.
Semifinals now.
Yeah, about to say here, but we've also seen the growth of Konosuke Takeshita since that match last year at Revolution. Again, the current never overweight champion.
Konosuke
looking for that final one-on-one win redemption tonight against Will Ospreay with Don Callis in the corner. Oh my gosh. Of course, we've seen Konosuke Takeshita, like I said, most recently had his last match against Hiroshi Tanahashi. Last match of Hiroshi Tanahashi here in America at Windy City Riot, coming off a great win also via Goku Sumo Hall, defending his Neverweight Championship successfully against Rihei Oiwa. But Will Ospreay has led to lose this year in AEW.
Yeah, and let's be real, man. I mean, there's a lot of bad blood between these two. There's a lot of bad blood.
Hey, look, another Don Callis cosplayer.
Yeah.
Why is this becoming a thing? This is scary.
I love it. More Don Callis cosplays. It's funny.
That's almost as scary as more simple men like me on a screen in a suit. Anyway, bell rings. Not yet. I'm all flustered again. Again, this is all about the Owen Hart Foundation tournament. One of these men will go to the finals. Bell rings are underway. Referee Bryce Rensburg for this contest. And again, you can learn more about the Owen Hart Foundation. Go to owenhartfoundation.org. All the efforts that the Owen Hart Foundation, of course, gives to the community in honoring the late great Owen Hart.
Banger alert, says Safet. I agree. And
accurate.
Oh, for fuck's sake,
Matthew!
Well, first,
you all are just bad people.
Listen. Safet was worse than when Matthew said. I ain't even.
I'll give you that.
By the way, ever since that Mercedes match, that LED board is still glitching like crazy.
Yeah, they might as well just turn it off. That thing ain't working tonight anymore. I tell you what. Yeah, Magic does the Takeshita beating Will Ospreay here, and Don Callis literally making sure Will Ospreay can't go all in. Freaking Matthew saying accurate. Damn you, also you're accurate. To freaking Greg on the Roman knuckle lock.
Nice test of strength here.
As we of course expected, good wrist control here by Will Ospreay. Of course, we know Will Ospreay. We still don't know if he's truly 100% after that war he faced Kyle Fletcher in that steel cage back in Revolution. Good cover, shoulders down, Bryce Rensburg position. Looking for the triangle, posse, or the cross arm breaker. And Ospreay right now, trapped in the waist lock. But Takeshita able to adjust his body here. And it's a very different approach versus their match of Revolution so far here, James.
Yeah, that was more high pace. This is more of a technical masterpiece here so far.
The audience telling everybody how they feel about Don Callis, and I also will say, in Matthew's word, accurate. And it's also been one of those things, though, that's kind of the story of these matches tonight, the Over being perfectly honest. They've been more technically sound all the way to the finish.
Yeah, true. Hey, let's just put this out as well. Anybody else get like, old school like karate villain vibes when it comes to seeing Konosuke Takeshita? I think we found his character.
Yeah, about to say, and of course, Don Callis has channeled that aggressive, slow, methodical nature, underhanded nature as well that has helped Konosuke towards victory here in AEW. And again, grabbing the carrot, but up in the ropes, we get a clean break though. And I do wonder, though, when we look at the landscape of wrestling and how many people, approve of heel factions, it's like, oh, knife edge chops. Imagine if it is Konosuke Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher. How does that affect Don Callis and his family? You got to imagine he would have to pick a side like he did with Ospreay and Konosuke last year of Revolution.
Gonna go for a clean break as Ospreay, as Konosuke is kind of Almost feels insulted here by Ospreay. Goes immediately for another collar elbow.
Well, again, Ospreay knows he can beat Konosuke. Konosuke has never beaten Ospreay one-on-one. Yes, he beat him at Wrestle Dream, but that was a triple threat, and it also involved Kyle Fletcher driving Ospreay's head with a screwdriver.
Could you imagine, though, if he ends up winning this and Fletcher ends up winning his semifinal match, then we could actually end up with a Don Callis family final round here in the Owen.
Exactly. He's picking up speed up and over, and again, flying over Ospreay. And Ospreay now, well, so much for the technical side. Nice arm drag takeover, takedown by Ospreay.
Yeah, brilliant Ricky the Dragon Steamboat-like arm drag. Keeps that arm wrenched, trying to put pressure on the shoulder as well as he just drives it in.
AEWTIX.com for future tickets. Future series include but not limited to Detroit, Michigan, Chicago, Illinois, my neck of the woods a little bit, and of course Kansas, the Irish Whip, and of course Atlantic City for Ring of Honor. Caught with a jaw with a boot, hoisted up, pop up. Whoa! First run off the power bomb.
That was a great counter out of the pop up power bomb. Great Hurricane Rana.
It feels like Ospreay can pull offense out of nowhere when you least expect it.
Well, that was definitely not out of nowhere. He telegraphed that shot. And now there's a helo right over the top.
Yeah, slingshot senton of sorts, to your point. The Alpha down for now.
Channeling a little bit of Eddie Guerrero in this match as well, as Eddie Guerrero was famous for that maneuver as he grabs Konosuke by the hair.
The kind of the story a little bit here tonight. Spinning Silva, bends Konosuke over.
Yeah, right into the
now.
gut.
Irish River Virgil, I know what's happening here. Hand spring up and over. Konosuke now flying up the ropes underneath the clothesline, off the ropes again. Flying Konosuke lariats.
Yeah, showing off his Olympian background with that lawn jump into that clothesline. Taking a page out of the Undertaker's playbook with that lariat.
Again, two of the most explosive athletes in AEW. Big
great counter out of that charge. We'll try to go.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, tried to go for the hip cheerio. Got countered there by.
Ooh! Birdbuster, running drop kick.
Brilliant combination there by Konosuke Takeshita. Got countered into the Gorebuster into the drop kick. Sets him up for a possible dive.
And Konosuke goes to the other side of the ring. 0 to 100. And Konosuke flies!
There's a tope con. Hello!
Wiping out Ospreay and himself out on the floor. Who will punch their ticket to the finals and go double or nothing? Stay tuned. Restaurant Clyde, picture in picture. Unless you're on Max. Fuck television.
Hello? Yeah?
How does it say?
Oh, it's just Tope? What's up, Tope? All right. Good to hear from you. All right. I'll see you over the top rope next time. All right, bye.
There you go. So we got another commercial break here. And again, to your point, I mean, again, in this landscape of wrestling, heel versus heel is not too far-fetched anymore, it feels like, because people cheer a heel, it seems like, anymore. What's a real villain in wrestling anymore at this point? Like, seriously.
That's a good point. Listen, my mind's still on them ladies.
Of course it is.
But it's a good match so far. So,
about to say, I mean, yeah. And of course, still to come tonight, we have the Death Riders facing the Ops in the main event for the AEW Trios Championships. And it looks like that Hook is not clear to compete. It looks like it might be a handicap affair, but Samoa Joe, he don't give a damn. So we'll see what happens. I feel like Hook's going to show up here. I mean, because again.
That's a good point.
Again, folks, as I said, I hope you're all enjoying the double feature tonight of coverage, content, and wrestling action here with the WID tournament. And, of course, AEW Dynamite Spring Break Thru, another wild show, as always.
We will be covering, we will also be covering after this show in an hour's time. After the show is done and concluded, we will actually be covering the rebirth of Dragon Gate Pro Wrestling. Dragon Gate USA will be returning with the rebirth show, so stay tuned for that, 11 o'clock p.m. EST.
As we get back at AEW Dynamite, semifinal action for the Owen clubbing elbow into the lower spine of Will Ospreay. We're Ospreay, Konosuke Takeshita 2 here in AEW, where one man will punch their ticket to double or nothing tonight. And Don Kaz, of course, at commentary. And
oh, God, that was rough.
Yeah, how you think Will Ospreay felt about that?
That was a world-class forearm shiver right to the spine. That's how you can definitely debilitate him.
Crumble, man. Meanwhile, handspring, corkscrew kick.
Got all of that one.
How the hell does he do that? Yeah, the back's bad. Oh, I'm just gonna do this crazy shit.
Yeah, why not?
Again, Will Ospreay's DNA isn't normal. Then again, Bryan Danielson's DNA wasn't normal either. We saw what it took last year at Dynasty.
I love how we're just calling it Dynasty now. Hannibal lives on forever.
Yeah, and Hannibal, you're welcome back anytime and simply predicting for AEW as far as I'm concerned. Anything else?
Ooh!
Cheerio with that phenomenal forearm. And here's the cover. With the far leg to my fence. Kick on it, too.
That was a brilliant way he was able to push him back, too. You notice Konosuke tried to get a Greco-Roman knuckle lock in before he could even do the hip cheerio forearm. But Ospreay was not letting that shit happen.
Grabs the crowd on hand. This 3-tier feeder at the MGM Music Hall in Boston. Again, it's been a phenomenal night of action as Mercedes Moné has punched her ticket into the finals. And, of course, we will go all in during the week of July 9th through the 12th. There you see the schedule. Dynamite, Collision, Starrcast even there. Rebar, Different for Dishonor. And, of course, AEW all in Texas from Global Life Field, running through Ospreay with a lariat. So stay tuned, folks, when we go all in this summer once again.
That was a crazy lariat at that time.
And just level Will Ospreay here. And both these guys transferring out here, and justifiably so. Of course, both these men have incredible respect from the AEW fan base.
Now going to try to go for, it looked like he was going to try to go for a Uranagi of sorts. Got countered there by Will Ospreay. Now we're trading forearm exchanges.
Wall kick. Ospreay lands on his feet. Step into Seguri. Ross goes to the couch. Got against explosive offense, but Konosuke hugs up Ospreay. And the resilience. Swinging a miss and again massively hooked.
Oh, wow. What an exploder. There's cover.
Yeah, I was about to say high angle exploder to your point, James. Damn.
And here's Nick from our spaces saying, give me a big match. This match slapping. I like that reference. The slapping sauce. Good reference. Good reference, Nick.
No one knows the secret behind the mystery sauce, and there might be secrets behind both these men when it comes to their dry professional wrestling. And good to see you, Nick. And again, thank you for your support. And again, folks, check out the spaces when you can. Hosted by the likes of James, DJ, and Walter Cruz throughout the week. If you want tribalism free and you want fun wrestling conversation, the spaces.
And JJ.
Of course, and JJ as well. All the names, all the spaces, all the friends. Hoisted up and across the top rope.
Oh, he got jaw-jacked on top of that rope, and now look at this. Going to try to go for a tornado DDT of sorts, or no.
Wait a minute, reversal. Oh, counter to the Stellar!
Oh! Wow!
And Konosuke spilling to the stage, and Ospreay might be looking off the second rope. Oh, it's cutter!
That was brutal.
And no give on that entranceway. And of course, that was inside the ring. Ospreay might have had a chance to pin Konosuke to catch cup. You wonder if Don Callis is sweating a bit. Take a look at the replay here, James.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, off the second rope, and again, no give on that stage. Both men falling with a thud.
Yeah,
precise timing, but Ospreay landed hard on his back. And we're up to 8. Again, countouts do work here. Up to 9 as Konosuke crawls back inside. Ospreay in position. Springing off with the drop kick.
Yeah, coast to coast. And now look at this. Going to try to go for Sky Twister from the top rope.
Ospreay a leap of faith and connects.
Got all of it.
Shoots the hand. Brings it to the center. Cover off the nearly 2 advance kick.
Wow. Wow.
Oh, good grief.
That is crazy.
Down prone. Looking for another Oz cutter. Calling his shot, but Konosuke back up to his feet off the ropes. Spin him around. Oh, cutter!
Tried to go for the Blue Thunder Bomb. Got countered. There's the Oz cutter. Trying to go for the discus.
2! No!
Wow. That exchange was insane. What the hell?
Yeah, the fans are standing in the upper levels to your point.
Dude, that exchange was awesome.
The Blue Thunder Bomb counter to the Harris, went for another Oz cutter, finally connected with it, and still got a near fall off it. Of course, we know Konosuke's finisher is that exposed double strike world classic with a replay here to your point. I thought I was about to call a Blue Thunder Bomb. He countered to a Takeshita Harris, took Konosuke up and over, and went for a rolling elbow and beat him to it with another Os cutter.
That was awesome, man, that exchange. That was so clean.
He might be looking for the Stormbreaker, hoisted up on the shoulder. Konosuke gets to the back door. High kick miss. Pop handle, reversal, grabs the wrist, roll through. What the hell is this?
I don't know, but I'm loving it.
No, another roll up. Konosuke got him down for 2. Ospreay, both men rolling. Wheelbarrow.
Jesus Christ!
Bridge rolls over. No! Whoa!
Okay. You can say whatever you want. Tribalism be damned. That exchange was the craziest shit I've seen. Wow. That was insane. That whole reversal chain.
That wheelbarrow suplex position to a double leg nose and clutch of sorts. We mentioned the innovation of the Alpha since being aligned with Don Callis. We've never seen Konosuke go these lengths like that. Not trying to beat him explosively. He's trying to beat him technically. That's been the story tonight of the Owen. And of course, Konosuke advancing to this match after being Brody King this past Saturday on Collision with Raging Fire at the Survivor Dante's Inferno. Now both these men stand eye to eye. And Ospreay meets him with an elbow strike. And Konosuke answering in kind. I feel like in this exchange, Konosuke has the advantage on the striking, James.
Yeah, that's my point. There's no way. There's no way you're going to win in a striking exchange with Konosuke. There's that world class. That staggered him.
Yeah, but again, the elbow pad's still on. Didn't get the full extent reach of it. Ospreay still on his feet. This is Tolkien. This is Spirit, folks.
Yeah. Well, that might be Spirit, but that's just called raw power.
And again, some of the most vicious elbow strikes you will see here. And Konosuke just literally wearing down Ospreay in the corner. Bryce calling for a break, though. Again, Konosuke cannot risk getting disqualified here. And Konosuke wants Ospreay to meet him at center. Oh, man. Nice big boot. Another big boot. And Konosuke refusing to relent, though. Catches the boot this time.
Wow! Oh my God! Holy good night, hello! I think we might have a TKO victory for Konosuke because Ospreay just got knocked the fuck out.
And Bryce Redmond to your point, check it out. Take a look at the replay here. Bam!
Oh my God! Look at that. Arms to the side. How is Bryce not stopping this? This is TKO all day. I don't know how you're keeping this going.
And again, right now, Ospreay still somehow allowed to continue on. Look for Raging Fire. Ospreay countered. Armringer, swing and a miss. Looking him up, full nails it. Back elbow strike. Hook kick.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to go for a dragon suplex. Got countered. Nice super kick. Another question mark kick.
Drops it to his knees. And right now, Ospreay might be looking to sink the blade and punch his ticket towards double or nothing. Konosuke collapsing.
Ooh, there you go.
Either on instinct or just exhaustion at this point.
I think he's faking him out. That's what I think is happening. He's doing that on purpose.
Again, Ospreay's got to be careful here. To your point.
Oh, my God! Into a blue thunder bomb!
Thunder bomb coming to
no! That was close. Well, we already had one blue thunder bomb win for the night, apparently.
Take a look at this. Wham!
Wow, dude.
Rebound off the ropes, using momentum to his advantage. Blue Thunderbound sit out, middle of the ring, 2.5.
That was amazing. And now here comes Konosuke, going to try to go for one more world class, going to go for the run charge.
Instead, meanwhile, Ospreay, God!
What?
What? Up the second!
Oh! Oh! Bullhammer!
Kick out of one!
Holy shit! Hit a blade!
First cover! Kick out of one!
What is going on?
This is professional wrestling, damn it! This is Konosuke and Ospreay 2! This is the Owen semifinals! This is AEW! Bowman climbed out of the ring!
The adrenaline wearing off for Ospreay. Collapsed down to his knees. Could it be fighting fire with fire. Is he playing possum for Konosuke?
And again, double underhook. Might be looking for his own tiger. No, Ospreay escapes again. And now Ospreay hooking up the arms. Reverse position. He took
Bastard driver!
driver!
Wheelbarrow German!
That's literally on Konosuke's playbook!
Oh, hit it play!
Hit play by Konosuke!
Hit it play by Konosuke trying to crawl to the cover. Ospreay rolling away to get a breather.
Holy shit!
Wow. Wow.
Exchange after exchange after exchange, and still a fucking stalemate.
Still anybody's ball game.
The 10 count being delivered right now here by Jumping Bryce Rensburg, as both men right now unable to get to their feet. How
ironic is it that it's anybody's ball game right now, and we are inside Fenway Park at the MGM Music Hall?
Right? Konosuke up to his knees first, though. Ospreay trying to find some sort of body motion just to get off his back. Up to 9, and Konosuke and Ospreay both back to their feet. Oh, man!
Jesus, there's the Yakuza kick.
But then look at Konosuke, though. Ospreay down. Ospreay prone in position. He might be looking for that big senton drop from the top rope.
Yeah, I'm going to try to go for that on his upper back, too. But Ospreay gets himself up.
Massive forearm shiver. Hey, both of these men got to be fucking spent after what we just saw the last 5-10 minutes. Ospreay can't even find his balance.
Yeah, he honestly might have just... I thought he may have twisted his leg for a minute, but he's trying to slap himself back into consciousness.
And trying to, again, punch his ticket towards the finals in the Owen. Mina Konosuke, eye to eye. Konosuke on the outside, Ospreay on the inside second. Dangerous territory here for both men.
Yeah, Ospreay is like getting punched here. Oh, what a great headbutt, though. That was brilliant there by Ospreay.
Almost like literally just a catapult Kokeshi.
Oh, I'm scared for what these
Ospreay,
two have in mind.
Oh, dear Lord. I sense disaster.
Oh, no. Gonna go for a Spanish fly. Trying to go for a Spanish fly.
Yeah, Konosuke fighting back to your point, and Ospreay.
Oh no. We've seen this before. Lariato! Oh! He matrixed out of it! Hit it, blade!
Again! Falls in the cover! Lara press, and no!
What in the hell does it take?
This is absolutely insane! It's third time the charm! Elbow pad off! Konosuke rise! Konosuke makes a knee strike!
Power knee! Power knee by Konosuke! Go for the brainbuster! Got countered!
Reverso! Jackknife! Hoisted up again! You gotta be fucking kidding me!
Styles clash!
Shoots the half cover! 2! No!
What the hell does it take?
Yeah, I feel like Ospreay's answering that question more than you right now, James. Welcome back, brother. You miss AEW?
Look at Konosuke, by the way, bleeding from the mouth. He definitely got his jaw jacked on one of those exchanges.
Hey, slow to rise, but he's back to his feet.
Backside! Oh, my God! Power knee!
Right down the middle. Elbow pad off. Looking for a massive lariat. Up and over. Ospreay lands. Double underhook on the shoulder. Stormbreaker.
Got all of it.
Cover. 2. Well, Ospreay fucking wins.
Holy shit. Wow.
Absolutely fucking phenomenal. Unbe-fucking-leable, James. They surpassed what they did at Revolution in space.
Yeah, it's not even close.
Hey, Ospreay might have a close-up eye, though. Literally, you see the swelling around the left eye. He got jacked.
Yeah, he got fucked up by one of those world-class forearms, I'm telling you.
But Ospreay still stands and sees himself now going to double or nothing. Ospreay is a finalist in the Owen, and he will face either Kyle Fletcher or Heyman Adam Page at double or nothing. He is one win away from going all in and possibly finally being the guy in AEW to hold the AEW World Championship. Congratulations to the All Elite Bruv. What a fucking effort.
Dude, that was wow.
That's professional wrestling, damn it! Holy hell.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say. Wow. I am honestly
on
shocked by
TV,
that.
James, on TV.
Yeah,
you just saw that for free.
And that was pure pay-per-view quality on TV.
And coming up next, the Death Riders defend the AEW Trios Championships against the Ops as Spring Break Thru continues here on Max. Stay tuned, folks. Wrestling Quiet Picture, fuck television. First off, again, as I normally do, let me do it properly here. I don't rate, but there are certain matches that bring out a euphoria, a passion out of me. That one did it. Will Ospreay, Konosuke Takeshita 2, semifinals in the 2025 Men's Owen Hart Foundation tournament here tonight on AEW Dynamite Spring Break Thru. That's professional fucking wrestling! Damn it! Good God, that was incredible.
My ears hurt. My ears hurt.
I'm sorry.
Holy shit.
That's the loudest I'm gonna get tonight, I promise you. Holy fucking shit!
Bro, your microphone, like when you were screaming the first time, it was like actually lowering on purpose. And I had to turn you back up, so now all of a sudden it wouldn't go back to the original setting, and I'm like, ow!
What? Wait, you messed with the microphone?
Yeah, I had to mess with the microphone to get you back to the equal.
Oh, okay. Well, you can turn it back down to where it was. I think I usually have it at 50, bro. What the hell you doing? Me turn me up to 80? You know my voice carries. Put it back on 50. It's fine there. It's fine there.
I think I have it on 57. Yeah, that should be it.
Okay. Yeah, just leave it there. Anyway, sorry about that. That's what happens when the simple man actually reaches an out-of-body experience in professional wrestling. That very, very, very rarely happens with television wrestling. Again, James, you can put me back on screen, by the way, man. You're still solo shot. We saw that match on fucking television for free.
Yep.
God.
Holy shit.
That shit. Woo. Oh, man. All right. Well, let's go ahead and see some comments here. Matthew having a Meltzer fun, as always. Effect with the holy fucking shit. And Kyle Charles saying, never mind, it's going to be Kyle versus Will in the finals now. It legitimately looks like that, honestly. I think you might be on to something. Safet saying match of the night. And Matthew saying greatest match of the week. Meltzer, probably. Now, I wonder if he's just being sarcastically trying to speak like Meltzer. I was like, yeah, I mean, Will Ospreay has always been an extraordinary athlete. It's one of those things where he tends to literally bring out the best he can in whatever match that he's in. And I do think that Will Ospreay tends to bring out the best in whoever he's in the ring with, but he also tests himself. And it was an incredible back and forth encounter. You could tell how much that Konosuke Takeshita really wanted this and how far they were willing to go, going after each other's playbook. So anyway, again, I don't really follow or watch the Observer. I simply watch what I see on TV and react to it as a fan of professional wrestling. Damn it. James, you all right? You reading something? Are you tweeting about something?
I'm now seeing what the fuck Nick tagged Nick.
Nick tagged you in something.
Yeah, Nick, I appreciate you defending me, buddy, but like it's okay. Like I'm cool with who you were beefing with. Like, I don't have a stake in that fight. John and I get along fine. Like, speaking
of John, let's go ahead and talk about the Death Rider John Moxley. It's man time on Dynamite. Time for the Trios Championships. Let's go ahead and regroup here after that if we can.
Holy shit. Did we go through all those things? The comments? Yeah.
Yes, we did. And here comes the AEW World Champion.
Why is Mr. Beast Feastables showing on Dynamite now? I hate this.
Holding 1/3 of the AEW Trios Championships and still in possession of the position in the briefcase as John Moxley leads his Death Riders into tonight's building at the MGM Music Hall in our main event for the AEW Trios Championships. Stepping up for Pat, who is right now fallen. But as Claudio Castagnoli said on Collision, death is inevitable, but until then, we keep going.
He's there's a fan who thinks he's a part of the group, I guess. Sure.
I'm about to say, he might have a little bit too much to drink.
I think so. Maybe a little bit. All right, let's go to the main event. Of course,
Death
it's got to
Riders,
be the
of course.
Death Riders. Why is every goddamn fucking show I do is a goddamn Death Riders main event? I hate it.
Because the Death Riders own AEW, whether you like it or not, and whether you agree with John Moxley's mission statement, which is still more confusing than the Da Vinci Code, you can't argue with John Moxley's dominance. He's built a more effective army here than we have seen in a long time in wrestling, James. You can't argue with the results. You can't argue with how much Wheeler Yuta, Pat Clark, and Marina Shafir especially have given themselves towards John Moxley's mission, and they literally have owned All Elite Wrestling. This has been one of the craziest primetime shows I've seen in a long damn time for a Dynamite. After the effort we just saw with Konosuke and Will Ospreay, Samoa Joe and Kazuchika Shibata are going to need to give a bigger effort than ever if they're going to beat this army and take this gold from the Death Riders, hook or no hook.
You ain't kidding.
And of course, Marina Shafir, who's been recently involved, returning home to Ring of Honor. Of course, Tony Khan has also made it known that there will be a Ring of Honor Women's Pure Championship coming soon.
There
There you see Claudio Castagnoli with Yuta hoisting up the AEW Trios Championships while Marina Shafir holds the last piece. And here come the Ops.
I wish the Ops were good. I wish the Ops were freaking whole. I'm pissed.
Someone tells me, like I said, I don't know if the Hook's going to be too far behind. But there you see Samoa Joe and Katsuyori Shibata. Let me say that again. There you see Samoa Joe and Katsuyori Shibata. I can't believe I just said that. Katsuyori Shibata and Samoa Joe are standing side by side, James. What the fuck is wrestling?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's a wild one. I mean, they're both grappling experts too.
Yeah, but still, it's 2 against 4 when you think about it. And you know Joe's not afraid, but you gotta wrestle smart here. What they got in their mind? Oh shit!
Oh shit! A new member of the Ops has just joined the fray.
And a man that John Moxley's very familiar with that took the ear from him in Cincinnati. Powerhouse Hobbs. Well, that's a hell of an addition.
That was a hell of an addition.
I thought he had bad knees at one point, though. I guess his knees are right. Well, here we go.
Well, we ain't wasting time. Okay. Ah, shit. I gotta do the thing I usually
do. Made a championship match. Do your thing.
Here we go. Here we go.
Again, for the AEW Trios Championship, Shibata and Claudio fight on the outside. Samoa Joe and John Moxley on the opposite side. Shafir looming. Powerhouse Hobbs and Wheeler Yuta on the inside. Referee Paul Turner for this contest. Oh, good Lord. He was literally injured 1 week ago facing a John Moxley. And of course, House was also a part of Team Taz. Powerhouse House was also previously part of a team against the Death Riders, an 8-man tag team match, unless we forget.
Yes, he was.
When it was the Learning Tree and the Death Riders on the team, that didn't work out. Well, now did it? Ooh.
No, it did not.
This match brought to you by Meat. As you hear the audience chanting Meat as they should. I fucking love the Meat division, AEW. Now, Moxley from behind here, and I think, James, you're going to have a moment to breathe because I don't think this match is going to go long, if I'm being perfectly honest.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Wow. Oh, my God.
We're going to have an overrun, folks, so please stick with us. We will stay with this match as long as it takes.
Yeah, I guess so. Please win. Please get it. Please, Hobbs, win it. Please, Hobbs. Please, Hobbs.
That Will Yuta officially fucked up.
Please,
and
win.
Hobbs looking for a town business running power slam.
Yeah. Beat their ass. Hobbs. Beat their ass.
And tag made Samoa Joe, the previous longest reigning Ring of Honor World Television Champion.
Yeah,
of course, we know that title will be defended now tomorrow night against Nick Wayne by Commander. Now going to the jabs.
Yeah.
Just teeing off.
Both men former TNT champions as well.
And literally just lining up Yuta in the corner.
Finished it off with a karate chop to the neck, by the way.
Oh, here we go. Watch this. Bang!
Got all of it.
That overhead Pele is ridiculous for a man that size. Of course, a man that redefined the X division, of course, truly showing that was about no limits. History to be made Thursday night on Unbreakable, by the way, in triple threat action. We crowned the first ever TNA International Champion. And knife edge shot with a Yuta in the corner of the obs and tag made a Katsuyori Shibata.
Uh-huh.
And a lot of history with these two men, James, when it came to the Ring of Honor Pure Championship.
Yep, a lot of history.
Knife edge shots right now by Shibata with the snapmare to Wheeler Yuta. Of course, Wheeler Yuta lost it to Shibata and regained it back from him by dubious means. There's a punk kick right to John Moxley. We saw John Moxley face Shibata for the first time ever last week.
Yep.
And of course, John Moxley did beat Shibata, but Shibata still put Moxley to sleep at the end of the show. And again, folks, we officially have hit the end of the 2-hour mark. We are staying with this action as long as it takes.
I guess it's going to be over on, folks.
And just buckle up. And again, another kick drops John Moxley. And Yuta taking advantage from behind.
Yeah,
he turned his back on the Death Riders, which is very dangerous. Now Yuta sending Shibata to the outside. And Claudio driving Yuta in the barricade.
Yeah, he did. Oh, my God.
Now Claudio Castagnoli getting involved here. And Powerhouse Hobbs trying to come to the aid of Shibata. And again, Paul Turner is not going to have any control in this match, I feel, for much longer. It's always dangerous when the Death Riders regain control of a match, especially when they have the numbers.
Yeah.
The tag man, and we know Shibata's shoulder right now is hurt. You see him grasping it there. The tag mate of the AEW World Champion, John Moxley. Again, John Moxley will defend the title at All In against the winner of the Owen. Samoa Joe trying to come into play here. As Paul Turner again trying to keep Joe away. And you see cheap shots there by Claudio and John Moxley. Keeping Shibata at bay.
Oh, nice jab to the gut, by the way.
And knife edge chops. Again, Claudio unfazed. Claudio, former Ring of Honor World Champion.
Jesus.
Grabs the arm. Whoa, man! Short range lariat. And we are taking our final break tonight here, folks. So stay tuned. AEW Trios Championship still on the line here. Our main event. Fuck television.
I can't believe they have a commercial on Overrun.
I mean, after how much time they gave us with the freaking the Konosuke and Osperay, it's justified here. You gotta pay for that shit.
I guess so. Yeah, that's fair.
This is not regular Dynamite. This is a milestone, right? They're making this as far as they can. They're gonna pull as much as they can from this crazy shit. Oh my gosh. On a night where we saw Will Ospreay and Konosuke literally make me almost rupture James' eardrums and gave me a match so far that probably be my match of the week, if I'm being honest. That's a hell of a bar to beat. We also, as a fan of professional wrestling, and that's just my personal outlook, stay tuned for the top 20, courtesy of me and Walter Cruz at the end of the month. We also, of course, saw MJF buy his way towards Shelton Benjamin's liking for the Hurt Syndicate, giving them a beautiful 8 escorts and a gold watch. But MVP still keeping tabs on MJF, saying it's business, and if the business doesn't work, then I guess Bobby Lashley can hurt him. Something's going to give here with these two. I'm just saying. Nothing more crooked than a businessman. I should know. I'm not one, but I should know. I've worked for enough. And, of course, we also saw Mercedes Moné able to trap Athena to punch her ticket towards the finals in the Owen. And we also saw him and Page punch his ticket to the semifinals. We'll even face Kyle Fletcher as we have the now all-elite walking weapon, Josh freaking Alexander.
Yep.
And I believe that covers everything tonight, unless I missed something. Oh, yeah, the Hurt Syndicate, they hurt the Gates of Agony. I almost forgot they were in action.
Yeah. And yes, we know Hook is on the graphic, but we're hoping Hook. We know Hook is on the graphic, but we'll change the banner to Powerhouse Hobbs.
Well, yeah, and I still think Hook's not going to be too far behind. I don't think the crazy shit is over yet, James, despite what this show's been. Again, what a return for you back to Dynamite, by the way, man. And a hell of a con. It's great to have you back, part of the fun. And again, folks, if you enjoyed the fun, conversation, reactions, coverage, and if we've hurt your eardrums, so sorry. Please like, subscribe, comment, tell a friend. And James, again, he figures out my microphone. Sometimes I just lose myself more than Eminem. No, I'm not karaokeing that. But please like, subscribe, comment, tell a friend. If you want to addicted conversation, super chat, pay about the passions, please follow all of us here at the Super Studios across all 5 channels. Subscribe especially to Bad for Wrestling and Rage of Wrestling. We are going to keep you in tune with as much wrestling as possible all the way through the Raw to WrestleMania. Then we rest. So
Yes.
stay tuned and buckle up. Of course, they're covering the WID tournament. And of course, somebody here is doing a Dragon Gate. And I'll be back with y'all tomorrow for City predicting NXT Stand and Deliver at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the afternoon before we go to Unbreakable. So stay tuned for more on that as the WrestleMania week coverage from the Surpass Studios just begins. And boy, oh boy, is there a lot to be continued. And thank you all for supporting us and tuning in. All right, well, we'll be back here soon. Here's we got a little bit moment to breathe. I like this aura. This is peaceful. This is nice.
This is very nice.
You ever paint a Bob Ross painting like something? Do you ever feel like a landscape is just in your brain? And welcome back to AEW Dynamite Spring Break Thru as we're at our main event here. I could go to all emotions, James. And no, I don't do ASMR. As we are back here at our main event for the AEW World Trios Championship. I broke James. AEW World Trios Championships. Claudio Castagnoli, John Monty, defending against Cutthroat Samoa Joe. Oh, the cheat shot by Shafir, chop block to pass Haas. James, control yourself, dude. What's wrong with you?
I don't understand why. I mean, I wasn't expecting Bob Ross mention on AEW. On AEW, sure. All right. Spring break. I got a question. Long Island iced tea or mojito? LMAO.
Mountain Dew and a big elbow strike here, open palm strike. It's always been Mountain Dew for me. I do the Dew. It's as simple as that. And Claudio Castagnoli right now trapping Shibata to sleeper hold. Shibata knows how to escape that though. Ooh. Jawbreaker though.
Yeah.
Driving Shibata into the Death Rider's corner as James tries to recover. Shibata still fine bat though, gets the boot up.
Gonna try to crawl to the corner here, try to get Samoa Joe tagged in.
Let's keep in mind, Prowse Hobbs was just neutralized by Marina Shafir with a chop behind the back. Oh man, what a pump to John Moxley.
That was a jumping kick. That wasn't a punk kick. He freaking karate kicked his ass.
That's a fair point. And again, Shibata teeing up against Claudio here, trying to break down the Swiss Superman. Clubbing shot to Yuta. Massive European uppercut.
Christ.
Big boot. Shibata still on his feet, though. And STO.
Great STO counter.
Shibata needs a tag right now. Might be an understatement, James, as you recover.
Oh, yeah.
Again, we'll be back here tomorrow night. The Rainbow Tag Team Championship will be on the line. Commander will defend against Nick Wayne. Tag made it with a Yuta. Tag made Samoa Joe. Uh-oh. Mercedes Moné and Harley Quinn will be in tag team match against Julia Hart and Chris Statlander with Timeless Tony Storm on commentary. Manhattan drops Samoa Joe. Runs the boot through Yuta. We also have Adam Cole holding a TNT Championship Open Challenge. Senton drop. Hooked in their leg off the back press. Gets a 2 count.
Yes.
And all that and so much more tonight on AEW Collision Spring Break Thru. What God!
Wow, what a scoop slam.
Cover 2, hook the shoulder, and John Moxley with a cheap kick to the head. That was a great capture there by Samoa Joe off the scoop slam to your point.
No. Moxley's got a chair. Gonna try to get himself DQ'd, I think.
John Moxley don't give a shit. You know that.
Yeah, I know. And that would definitely help him because if he does that, then he's gonna be able to win that champion. He'll be able to retain the titles, and he'll still lose the match, but they'll be able to retain the titles.
But wait a minute, Will Nightingale!
Oh,
Will Nightingale's back with a big F unit. John Moxley to game paradigm shift. Oh, the massive boot. This will
Jesus! Well,
there's a jumping kick again. Pop up. Uppercut drops Shibata and planted with a spine buster by Hobbs. Shotgun drop kick.
Oh, my Lord almighty hell.
It's down to Samoa Joe and John Moxley. What? God, taking John Moxley's out with a lariat.
That's definitely PWG if I ever seen it.
And how about that friggin' combination of offense as everyone's down? And Will Nightingale is back and at ringside. And
definitely evening
the
odds
Marina
here.
Shafir.
Yeah, definitely evening the odds here.
Oh, wait a minute. Look who arrived.
The
Young Bucks. Matthew Nicholas Jackson.
No. The Bucks of Suckery. They're here.
Yeah, not sure what
God help me.
Debris, James. Tranquilo, mi hermano.
I'm trying.
Wait a minute. What? Swerve Strickland! Swerve Strickland!
Yeah! Cuss season!
Buck season is a officially on. Swerve stopped above the box.
Cost these motherfuckers. Do it.
Whose house?
Swerve's house.
Oh boy. Fans are going ballistic.
Please. It could be it. It could be the end of the trios. And there's Prince Nana. Whose house? Swerve's house. Move out of the way, he says.
There goes
Tosses
Matthew.
him. Oh, shit.
There goes Nicholas on the barricade into his brother.
Whoop their ass.
Samoa Joe and John Moxley still back to their feet. Samoa Joe, sit down.
Yeah.
Oh, running uppercut by Claudio. Moxley driven down. Shibata back in though. Another kick to Claudio. I think freaking Joe and Moxley are still legal.
I think so too. On the ramp though.
A sleeper hold on Claudio Castagnoli by Shibata. Gotta get him in the ring, though, if you're going to pin him, though. But I guess it don't matter here. You might literally just neutralize a Death Rider. Follow up off the ropes. And a big PK wipes out Claudio Castagnoli. And drop down the sleeper in the grapevine.
Oh! Come on, Powerhouse Hobbs, get back in this.
Samoa Joe looking for a muscle buster with a Yuta coming to the aid of John Moxley here.
Oh, no.
And with a Yuta fighting back, Samoa Joe swinging a miss. Yuta, Tope Suicida, caught by Powerhouse Hobbs. Oh, shit. Oh, look out! Thank God!
Onto the table!
You're a noggin. That table didn't break. What's Shafir with a chair that bag of Hobbs? Willow! Whoa!
Yeah! Clothesline by Willow Nightingale on the marina.
She ran freaking around the ring for that one.
Oh,
All-out warfare here tonight, our main event. Will we break through the new trios champions? Looking for a paradigm shift. Samoa Joe countered. Cooking it.
Yeah!
He's got him down. Middle of the ring. John Moxley in trouble.
Yeah! Let's go!
We have new trios champions.
Fucking finally!
They fucking did it.
Oh, finally!
The Ops, Samoa Joe, Katsuri Shibata, Powerhouse Hobbs just beat the Death Riders. We have new AEW World Trios Champions.
And by the way, Samoa Joe just submitted, as the submission machine do, the AEW World Champion.
And you gave a major assist to Swerve Streamo and Nightingale in this continued war against the Death Riders. How about Powerhouse Hobbs stepping up?
And now a part of the Ops hands the championship over to Hobbs.
He earned that shit, man.
Yeah,
Congratulations to the Ops. The Death Riders have fallen. What a way to end Spring Break Thru.
And with that, we will bring in our other commentary team from the other side as they have just wrapped up their shenanigans over at their call tonight.
And look at Osperay coming out here to celebrate.
Yeah!
It's a celebration for everybody tonight. Spring Break Thru. The Death Riders have fallen. We got new trios champions. Talk about a big win for AEW. Everyone's happy about this shit, and I don't blame them. The locker room pouring out.
Dude, the crowd. By the way, that continues Samoa Joe's streak of winning championships in Boston, by the way. I forgot to bring that up.
History of Samoa Joe in Boston.
So, hi, Walter. Hi, JJ. How you doing?
Hello. Celebrate and pop the bubbly. Speak about Mike Bailey, then my boy, Tomoyoshi E, Kevin Knight. What a hell of a show tonight from AEW Dynamite. Celebrate history more than one way. You surpassed WCW and you surpassed the Death Riders tonight, too.
Yeah, woo! I love it.
I'll drink to that.
I love
I
that.
fucking love it. And I fucking love this business and this company.
I love that Evil Uno and the Dark Order is just there in the background celebrating.
Hey, they've been part of this war with the Death Riders since day one. They may have been in hiatus, but hey, this is a huge win tonight. Not only that, they beat the EVPs.
He just bumped it. Powerhouse Hobbs legitimately just bumped into Evil Uno when he was getting too overzealous.
You're right. Again, tomorrow night, there'll be women's tag team matches. The TNT championship to be on the line. Adam Cole's open challenge. We also have the Ring of Honor Television Championship on the line. Commander defends against Nick Wayne as AEW Spring Break Thru continues with Collision. But tonight, Dynamite concludes with new Trios champions in the fall of the Death Riders to a degree. But for James, I'm Noah Foster, and the action will continue here on Surpass Studios. This has been AEW Dynamite Spring Break Thru. Thanks for tuning in. What a fucking show!
That was great.
That was fucking phenomenal.
I am very happy. I'm
extremely happy. That's the good shit that I need right there, man. That's AEW when it's at its best. Damn, TV off. Oh, now that being said, welcome to the post-show discussion. We give you a brief little moment to gather ourselves as we now have covered two things on our crazy mother effers watch launch schedule for WrestleMania week, as we'll get words now from these two gentlemen regarding what they have done and seen before we head to Dragon Gate and continue our way. That being said, hello, Walter. Hello, JJ. How was y'all's time watching the WID tournament?
It was good. It was good. Some things went the way we figured. Some things did not. Great show overall, nonetheless. In and out in about like 2 hours and 5 minutes.
Oh, there you go.
You know, very, very impressed with the runtime on that show. You know, we figured it would probably go about 2.5, but no, everything moved like super duper quick. The flow was very much like an AEW pay-per-view. Like there was no downtime in between. A couple of post-match promos, but other than that, just smooth through. Unfortunately, our girl did not win her match.
Aww.
But Walter brought up a very, very valid point during the call. She may not have to win a match. Like you look at her promos, you look at her ability, and come May 1st, she may have a contract anyways.
That's true.
Oh.
Yeah, what were you saying, Walter? Go ahead.
No, I just said, yep. I think I'm happy. I'm jonesing, man.
There you
He's
go.
Cappuccino Jones in.
There you go. There you go.
If nothing else, go back and just watch our call of that match. You don't even have to watch the match, but just watch our call of that match for all the coffee puns that he brought out.
Yay.
Every time I was like, God damn it, Walter.
That'll be fun.
Because I had to be the play-by-play guy. I had to be the guy that was keeping it serious. I couldn't be bringing the ha-ha. I'm focused on the action, and this guy's spitting the coffee puns. It's like, God damn it.
I'm sure it'll be funny during the Sin City Street Fight. At one point, I broke James. James broke me. It was a crazy-ass night on our side, too. But please continue talking about, again, first off, Izzy, she's going to be a star, damn it. Again, sometimes it's not about the win. It's about the work effort. It's about the mark that you leave and the opportunity you are given to. Damn it. Walter, go ahead and give some takeaways if you want, unless you got anything else, JJ, because I'll just, give the hot tag to your partner.
We just wanted to pop in here, say hello, see how the show was. We were off in time that we were able to see the end of the main event. I turned it on in time to see Willow Nightingale come out in a short skirt giving John Moxley the middle finger. I was like, okay, I'm in this match.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
My girl came running out. It's like, okay, I'm ready. I'm locked in here.
Yep, Samoa Joe is now 4 for 4 in Boston, I believe, winning championships.
Seems like 3 dominoes have fallen, 1 left.
Thank
Yeah, at this point, again, I think we're finally reaching the end of the Death Riders' ride as John Moxley and his crew have fallen tonight. We took an all-out warfare, though, with Swerve and Willow, but finally the Death Riders, they've been beaten.
Hey, Tony learned his lesson, not stripping the titles because one of their teammates was injured. They actually Freebird ruled the trios titles like you should when somebody's injured. Tony's learning. Yay!
And then, the Owen Hart tournament is to get a title shot, but with Samoa Joe submitting John Moxley, he's got the thing to ask for a title shot right now. He's got
exactly.
John Moxley might be so freaking pissed off, he might literally call Samoa Joe out to face him.
Yeah, 2 prideful SOBs.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't it the trio of Mox, Pac, and Claudio that won the titles anyway?
Yeah,
Mox
but
just relinquished his title to Yuta
No.
once Yuta locked in
no, it
because
was
of the turn on Brian, wasn't it?
no,
No.
it was the Pac-Pool Combat Club, and Yuta was in that trio at All In.
Really?
London.
I could have sworn Mox was a part of the team that won it because
No.
Yuta hadn't locked in yet.
No,
Nope.
actually, John Moxley, he didn't come back till after AEW.
Even during their squeamish, even during their squabble, Wheeler Yuta was always a trios champion even during that time.
Okay.
Yep, John Moxley, he came back, so this is not your company anymore. He set up his crusade. He beat Darby on that Grand Slam. The rest is history. He was not part of All In. It was Claudio, Pac, and Yuta who've had a stranglehold since then. And finally tonight, they've fallen.
There we
Okay.
go.
For some reason, I thought Mox was part of the team that won it, so it would have made sense he was part of the team that lost it.
Right, yeah, no, but kudos to John Moxley stepping up. And again, that has the story arc that Samoa Joe just put the champion to sleep. And again, though, it was a phenomenal night. Again, Spring Break Thru, it was a celebration, not only of a milestone, but truly a celebration of what AEW was all about at the end of the day at their best. Great action from the Owen Hart Foundation tournament. Fundamentals won the day versus finishers. And Osperay and Konosuke Takeshita, though, was a different story, and they literally took it up a notch since Revolution. This MVP Hurt Syndicate business relationship still not fully etched yet, and MVP is playing MJF like a fiddle. Keeping Bobby Lashley also in line from hurting him. Speaking of hurting, the Hurt Syndicate was successfully retained their AEW Tag Team Champions tonight against Bishop Contolione. It was a nice, fun, meaty match, and James Burley enjoyed himself.
Yeah.
Athena got caught in a clutch roll-up by Mercedes Moné, counter off the old face. Mercedes Moné did advance. She will be in the finals. We also had him and Page face wild card. Walking weapon, Josh Alexander. That's who the wild card was. And he caught him off his rebound momentum into a roll-up. And Josh was so pissed off. I think he joined the Don Callis family. Maybe the jury is still out on that. Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin got 8 escorts and a gold watch, and we'll see what happens next with that. James lost his shit on that.
I love that. That was my favorite. That's my favorite thing on the show.
And then Safet said something that literally broke the meaning.
That was.
Idiot.
I should have paid more attention.
Yeah,
I mean, it wasn't like super bad, but when you actually read what the joke means, oh boy.
And then, like we said, Will Ospreay, Konosuke Takeshita, we were literally losing our shit. They were pulling out their own moves toward the finish. And in the end, Will Ospreay, he may have literally got ice sweat, but he still fucking won. And then, of course, you saw the Guerrilla Warfare main event that had everything screaming madness in Boston. And we got new trios champions. This was a phenomenal show, in my opinion. And once again, when it comes to these specials of Dynamite, sometimes you get pay-per-view level quality for free. And that was, again, tonight to a degree. Good God.
There
you go. Well, the night isn't over for us. You know, we've got another show starting in about an hour here. Myself, Walter, and James will be on that one as we do Dragon Gate.
Yes.
Go ahead and show them the schedule.
I assume the person that is the least tired is me. Uh-oh.
Why is it when you switch brands that takes out people out of the studio? Please continue us now. Let's get in the thing.
Yeah, go for it.
Bing. Beep. So yeah, that is everything that we still have in store between now and Sunday. That doesn't even account for Raw and NXT after Mania.
No.
So Dragon Gate. The time there is incorrect because they pushed the time back on social media. Jeff was unaware when he made the graphic.
That's fine. You can correct it. Go ahead and tell him.
But we'll be going live at 8:30 p.m. Pacific, 11:30 p.m. Eastern time. So like I said, just about an hour from now. The actual show begins at 9 p.m. Pacific, midnight Eastern. I'm saying it that way on purpose because the show actually is happening on the West Coast. Normally, I would say the Eastern and then the Pacific, but since all these shows are happening on the West Coast, I'm giving the West Coast time first.
Okay, that's fair.
So, again, about an hour till we do that. There's 6 matches booked for that show. Hopefully, it'll move about as quickly, 2.5 hours like the GCW show was, part of the collective, same venue. So I'm hoping that all these shows that GCW are putting on kind of follow the same format.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It should be fun, though.
Should be
Should
fun.
be good. And of course, good. And of course, as I switch back to talk about city predicting, let's see if it keeps you. Good, it did. Again, this StreamYard is still freaking weird. I don't care what anyone says. Stay tuned, folks. Again, city predicting. There's one more this week, as we will stand and deliver with this NXT. So please stay tuned for that 3 p.m. Eastern Time live. It'll be me. It'll be insert names here. No idea. And of course, the 4 will be live come tomorrow morning for all those that are part of the NXT League. As my simple agenda continues, and I'll see you tomorrow night after sleeping predicting for Unbreakable. And stay tuned for James and Walter's coverage of Bloodsport as our WrestleMania week continues. Again, this doesn't even cover everything, as JD was lightly talk about. But I hope you all enjoyed everything so far. We'll see. And again, if you cannot find something good out of professional wrestling this week in our watch-alongs or on Triller or something, proverbially or
Something!
If you can't find something to
get out,
enjoy in
Trent.
wrestling this week, then swipe left and get the hell out of the internet.
Yeah.
Swipe left.
Swipe left. This is not brought to you by that piss poor app, but I digress. And I also digress. And once again, welcome, Ash, to the family. And again, if you're not dickhead, subscribe to Bag for Wrestling. Subscribe to Bag for Wrestling today. For more future content, watch-alongs, and city predicting, primarily AEW, New Japan Pro Wrestling, but everybody's part of WrestleMania week. Damn it. So, again, come join us along for the fun. All right, well, you guys also have great fun ahead for you, but I have Z's to catch, so I bid you all now a fine adieu. Stay tuned for these three gentlemen bringing you Dragon Gate for the first time. And until tomorrow, with City Predicting, Stand Deliver, I leave you as always with this. Make a positive bet in life. Gentlemen, have a great call. Everybody, have a good night. My God, what an episode of Dynamite. See you, folks.
Have a good night, everyone.
Dynamite.